I wonder how life's been treating you these days. Are you happy with your life, baby? Are you okay? Did you ever get it perfect like you wanted? Or did you settle for some random nigga just to keep from being lonely? I really hope that you've been happy your way. Don't take this as no shade, but if you ain't happily married, then you should have stayed. Cause all that pressure that you put on me must have been for me and me only. I just wanna know if you feel like you made the right choice. Don't lie to me. Know you miss me. Know you wish that you would've stayed around. Thought we were headed in the same direction, but you took another route. You took a whole nother route. Yeah. Memories, so many memories. We can't act like it was all bad. We can't act like it was all that. But somehow we stopped being happy. Lord knows we both did damage. We put so much pressure on the family. We both know exactly how it happened. But how you doing? Wonder how life's been treating you these days. Are you happy with your life, baby? Are you okay? Did you ever get it perfect like you wanted? Or did you settle for some random nigga just to keep from being lonely? They don't know our story. They don't know what we've been through. No. They're all on the outside looking in. Still gonna do what we want to. Yeah. Touchy conversations. A bunch of apologizing and explaining. Oh, but we live and we learn. Hey, I bet they ain't think that we would make it, but we overcame it. Shit ain't nothing to play with. Family over everything is still the same shit, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Nah. We've been through hell and back, but we're still standing. Standing on our teams. You know how we do it, we go all in. Yeah, it's us over everybody. That's why when there's trouble in paradise, these nosy motherfuckers wanna hear about it. Let's be clear about it. We don't make decisions based on their opinions. We can't expect, nor can we make them see the vision. Long as we know the business, cause they don't know our story now. No, they don't know what we've been through now. Oh, no, they're all on the outside looking in. Yeah. Still gonna do what we want to.
Halito. Beautiful morning to the tribe. Beautiful morning to the tribe. What's happening with everybody checking in? I see my sister Sonia is checking in. Sonia, I hope you're doing better. I know you were dealing with some things. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're doing better. All right. My sister Neo X is checking in, man. Sister, I had a great time with my sister Neo X. She showed up here in Atlanta to help with the 110th project with her beautiful fiance, man, yesterday. And I thank you guys so much for all of your help. I thank everybody who participated in the 110th project yesterday, from the donations to your positive energy to it all right, you feel what I'm saying? Thank you guys so much. I appreciate everything. Big Dog Philly OG is definitely up in here, Empress My sister Empress Awaken is in here. Tia, what's happening with you, Tia? Tawana, what's happening with you, Tawana? Black Indian immigrated, what's happening? Halito to the tribe, man. Lady, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening with you? All right, so listen, y'all. Before we get out of this Black History Month, so let me walk you into what is going to happen right now. I've never done this before. This is my first time ever doing this. I want to review and view a movie. The reason I want to review this particular movie is because we started season 2 of Our Story yesterday over on the Our Story channel. And we talked about Dr. King's assassination in 68. And as we move into season 2, we're moving into the 70s. All right, we're leaving 68. We're moving into the 70s. Now, what we're trying to show is 3 eras we went through in a matter of 9 years. We went through 3 eras. We went through the revolution. We went through the revolutionary movement. We went through the Black exploitation movement. And by 77, when they released a movie called Roots, somehow, magically, we went from fighting for Indian civil rights to becoming some African slaves found in a jungle with no history, magically. In a matter of 9 years. In a matter of 9 years, we were fighting for Indian civil rights in 68. King gets assassinated because he's speaking out for the Indians. He gets assassinated. And I asked the question, where did all of those people, where did all of those Indians go that was fighting with Dr. King in 1968 for Indian civil rights? Where did they go? All right. So this takes us from 68 into the 70s. So now, as we move into the 70s, we see our people get further and further and further and further and further away from who they are on the land, who they are as Indians. Remember, 68, they were fighting for Indian civil rights. They're getting further and further and further away as the years go on. So as we leave out of 68 and we move into the 70s, next thing we see is a bunch of Black this, Black that, Afro this, Afro that. Television, we starting to see ourselves on television. Television's now becoming colored. So now we're starting to see ourselves in these roles. So now comes the Black exploitation movement. Now we're starting to see ourselves. We go from marching to those same children who was back in 64 fighting to end segregation, saying, man, we tired of marching. We tired of fighting. We getting militant. So they, become the revolutionary movement. 69. In 69, Fred Hampton gets killed. Fred Hampton up in Chicago. He was a young guy. I'm talking about 19, 20, 21, leading the movement for the Panthers up in Chicago, saying all power to the people. All power to the people, not just Black people, all power to the people. We are against oppression of any sort. Anyone being oppression. So you had this young copper-colored guy up there in Chicago whose family is coming from the South and they're migrating up into that Midwest, and they're saying, and remember, our story takes place in this Southeast, the story of them Indians, down in this Southeast, so you got our people who migrated up to Chicago and the Midwest and the East Coast, and some of them, the ones from Louisiana and stuff, they went out west, out there in California and things like that, right? Now you got this young guy. You got this young guy in Fred Hampton. Now King has just been assassinated in 68. Then you got this young guy coming along called Fred Hampton up there in Chicago, uniting the people, not just Black people. He's uniting the people, like of all races. He's uniting gangs. All of this is all going on in 69. Guess what? They get him up out of here too. Get him up out of here. Now he was a young guy. He was a young guy. You feel what I'm saying? So this is the episode we're going into in season 2. So if you missed last night's episode that aired at 7 p.m., next you can go back and watch the replay on the Our Story channel. We're going into episode 2 next, which will be the revolution. The revolution will not be televised. Okay. Now you have this young guy who King is assassinated in 68. Hampton's assassinated in 69. Okay. So we're walking y'all into the 70s in season 2 of Our Story. We're walking you into the 70s. We're getting further and further away from Indian. Remember, King died fighting for Indian civil rights. Where did those people go? What happened to those people that was burning down America after King's situation, after King was assassinated? Where did they go? Where did they disappear to? Well, that's what we're showing you in season 2 of Our Story. As you get further and further away from 68 and the Indian civil rights, now you're becoming African. Now there's a divide between those children from 64 who were fighting to end segregation. There's a divide going on because now you got some of them who's tired of marching and they want to get militant. Then you got the other ones that say, hey man, listen, man, ain't got time for none of that shit, man. I'm gonna pimp these women out, man. And you know, I'm trying to look fly. You know, y'all go do that marching stuff, you know. So now you got these folks clashing. This same generation is clashing with each other. All right. But guess what? Even as the pimps and everything, they still knew who they were. All right. Even as the militant, they knew who they were. It's now we're getting deeper into the 70s. We're getting away from 68, fighting for Indian civil rights. We're getting closer to the 77, getting ready to go into the 80s. This is where we're starting to see a lot of African movies, African this, African that. Even when we get into the 80s, you're going to start seeing a lot of African medallions in the rap game, African this, the red, black, and the green. We're getting further away from Indian civil rights as we go into the 70s. All right. So I just say all that to lead you. If you missed episode 1 last night over on the Our Story channel, we're walking you into the 70s. Okay. Now, the movie that I'm gonna be here for about 2 hours because I'm getting ready to play a movie, and I actually haven't seen this movie myself. I haven't seen it myself, but I'm going to show you why I wanted to watch this movie. And I told y'all a lot of times I just want to grow with y'all. I want to, if I find something, I want to present it with y'all. So I've never done a movie viewing ever. This is my first time, but I do want to view this movie. Those of you who have time to sit around and watch it, you're welcome to sit around and watch. I know most of y'all are headed to work. I'll be headed to work after I finish this live. But I'm getting ready to view, and at the end, I'll give my review on the movie or my thoughts on the movie. But I've never done this before. This is my first time, but I do want to share this movie with y'all, and I'll give you the reason why. This right here is my reason why I wanted to show this movie. Now, the reason I wanted to show this movie is because episode 2 of Our Story, episode 3 of Our Story is going to tie back into episode 2, which is COINTELPRO. Episode 2 next Sunday will be The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. And we heard Kendrick Lamar talking about the revolution will be televised, right? We heard Kendrick Lamar talking about that, right? So where did he get that from? He got that from Gil Scott-Heron, a guy back in the 70s. He was like a poet, a music artist, okay? And that was a big term. I have no idea why you can't share it. I don't know, Tia. What's going on, Tia? My sister Tia is up in here. What's happening with you? I don't know why you can't share it. I'm live. So I'm gonna be here for about 2 hours. The movie is about 1:30, I think. I'm gonna be here. I want to show you guys this movie, and I want to watch it because I want to watch it with you. So if you have time to watch the movie, more power to you. Some of you will come back and catch the replay. Some of you don't even care. But as we're in this so-called Black History Month, there's just some things that I like to share that other people aren't sharing. Okay, so again, episode 3 of our story is going to tie back into episode 2. Episode 2 is going to be The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. And my sister Tia is in that episode also. She's in that episode also. And episode 3 will deal with COINTELPRO. My sister Tia is in that episode too. She's in that episode too. She'll be in that episode too. So we aired episode 1 last night, dealing with MLK as a peaceful man, but all of his boulevards are in violent places. That's how we kicked off season 2 yesterday. Next Sunday will be season 2, where we go into The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. We're going to deal with that. Episode 3 is going to be COINTELPRO. This is why I'm playing this movie today, because I keep telling our people about COINTELPRO and how it still affects us today. And the reason I keep telling y'all this is because we have to stop thinking that just because people look like us, we have to stop thinking just because people look like us, they are for us. And they're not. Everybody that looks like you is not for you, okay? But also, I was given a different perspective of Jay-Z and the NFL, okay? And this is a big part of why I want to play this movie. I'm getting ready to play this movie. This morning, I was given a different perspective of Jay-Z and his position with the NFL and why he chose to allow Kendrick Lamar to perform at the Super Bowl. And I had never heard this perspective before. But what I'll do is at the end, I'll come back and give my perspective, the perspective that was given to me this morning about Jay-Z's position in the NFL, okay, and why he allowed Kendrick Lamar to perform at the Super Bowl. And I'll play this clip right here, and maybe you'll get an understanding of the perspective, okay, and why I'm showing this movie today. Right here.
Now, Blue Laces 2, one of my favorite records on the album. You make a Spook Who Sat by the Door reference.
You know about that, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I read that book, but I don't think you a spook who sat by the door. I think your intentions are pretty clear.
Well, now I would say so, but even to the point we made earlier, that's one of the reasons I was so vocal about where I was coming from and what I represented, because I knew who I wanted to mobilize. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finished my situation with our partnership at Atlantic, and for anybody that ain't seen that movie or read the book, it's about a gang member from Chicago who presented himself in a way he never caught no cases. He had a clean cut look, and he infiltrated the CIA.
Yep.
And he became educated and basically he used their agenda, which was to have a token nigga in the CIA for political reasons. You know, we gonna speak blunt, fuck it. He used it against him. And I think that in terms of hip hop, you think of the message that they embrace, I feel parallel with, like, you know what I mean, the power structure. I don't mean the culture of hip hop, but the power structure of music. They got prescribed personas they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way he used their intention against him was one of my underlying strategies. You know what I'm saying?
You got to put the medicine in the candy.
100%.
And what's interesting about that book, all his people used to call him an Uncle Tom and a coon,
you know what I'm
and
saying?
sellout.
Yeah.
But he was there working for them the whole time.
Yeah, and he I don't want to go blow nothing up like he did in the movie, you know what I mean? But just in terms of being able to mobilize his homies to a hard cause, you know? That's
Now, as I let this movie play, from time to time, I will replay that clip. Okay. I will come back in and I'll replay that clip for those people who are just joining the live and may not understand why we're watching this movie. So I'm going to get this movie started because, like I said, I never seen the movie. I've never seen the movie. I've never read the book, but it gave me a different outlook on possibly Jay-Z's perspective position with the NFL and why he allowed Kendrick Lamar to use that world stage at the moment he did to do that performance, that iconic performance he did. So one more time before I start the movie, let me show you what inspired me to want to play this movie, especially in the so-called Black History Month, and as we move into episode 2 of Our Story over on the Our Story channel. Check this out.
Now, Blue Laces 2, one of my favorite records on the album. You make a Spook Who Sat by the Door reference.
You know about that, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I read that book, but I don't think you a spook who sat by the door. I think your intentions are pretty clear.
Well, now I would say so, but even to the point we made earlier, that's one of the reasons I was so vocal about where I was coming from and what I represented, because I knew who I wanted to mobilize. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finished my situation with our partnership at Atlantic, and for anybody that ain't seen that movie or read the book, it's about a gang member from Chicago who presented himself in a way he never caught no cases. He had a clean cut look, and he infiltrated the CIA.
Yep.
And he became educated and basically he used their agenda, which was to have a token nigga in the CIA for political reasons. You know, we gonna speak blunt, fuck it. He used it against him. And I think that in terms of hip hop, you think of the message that they embrace, I feel parallel with, like, you know what I mean, the power structure. I don't mean the culture of hip hop, but the power structure of music. They got prescribed personas they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way he used their intention against him was one of my underlying strategies. You know what I'm saying?
You got to put the medicine in the candy.
100%.
And what's interesting about that book, all his people used to call him an Uncle Tom and a coon,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
sellout.
Yeah.
But he was there working for them the whole time.
Yeah, and he I don't want to go blow nothing up like he did in the movie, you know what I mean? But just in terms of being able to mobilize his homies to a hard cause, you know? That's
Now, listen to some of the things that was said in there. They were calling this guy the Uncle Tom the whole time, not knowing that he was actually working for them the whole time, working to help his own people the whole time. Okay, that's cool. Okay. My sister Tia. She is a part of season 2. She's one of the new cast members of season 2 of Our Story. She must have missed it last night, but yeah, shout out to her. That's that sister right there. I want to get her on the panel too, because that sister has a lot of knowledge about this American Indian history. And she was a great addition. She was actually in season 1 too. But she's definitely got a bigger part of cast members in season 2. So back to what I was saying. No, I'm getting ready to start this movie, but just think of some of the things that was saying. They thought this guy was, he was considered the Uncle Tom and everything because they thought he was working with the white folks. You feel what I'm saying? Just to find out later down the line, he was actually, infiltrating them, to actually help his own people. I just want y'all to keep that in mind. Chicago, they mentioned Chicago. I told you, episode 3. Break room, what's happening with you, sis? What's happening? I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Episode 1 last night, dealing with MLK Boulevard. our story. Appreciate that. Episode 3, or actually episode 2, we're talking about Fred Hampton in Chicago. It's funny, he mentions that the spook that sat by the door is about a gang member from Chicago, you know, and it's crazy because my family reunion this year is in Chicago. That's what's up, though. That's what's up. So I'm gonna start this movie. It's about an hour and 30 minutes or so, y'all. And again, I'm playing this in the so-called Black History Month, but I just want to show y'all, you know, just a different outlook on possibly what's going on with our people. If you got time to sit around and watch, you are more than welcome to. If you don't have time, come back and catch the replay, or maybe somebody will talk to you about it later if you're not interested, and maybe you'll be interested in coming to check out this perspective. All right, so I'm going to start this movie. It's set back in the 70s, but I just played to you. Nipsey Hussle just kind of broke down to you what the movie is about. So give me about an hour and 30 minutes. Again, I will pop in and I will play that Nipsey Hussle clip real quick for new people checking in so they see what we're watching. Peace.
I need that Black Tree TV. I need that Black Tree TV. I need that Black Tree TV. Black Tree TV.
This movie is found on Black Tree TV, by the way.
All right, this is the gun lap for the re-election, so give it to me straight.
Well, there are no major defectors for campaign contributions, dear. The war chest is in excellent shape.
Good, very good. What is our image, Willa?
We've programmed the latest poll, Senator. Lewis Harris gave us a random pattern sampling with peer group anchorage. Gallup, a saturation vertical syndrome study with horizontal personality backstopping. And NORC ran an ethnic study with racial and religious breakdown, status group compensation, and socioeconomic balancing.
Yes, good. But am I winning or losing?
Losing, Senator.
Losing. But why? The computers had me ahead last December.
It checks out on both computers, plus the one we have as a safety valve backstopping crosscheck. If the elections were held today, you would lose by 1.846 percentile.
1.846 percentile. Oh, yes. The computers don't lie.
Isn't there a possible breakthrough with any of the peer groups? How are we doing on the Jewish vote?
The senator's solid with the Jews, Mrs. Hennington. The Negroes are the trouble spot.
The Negroes. I'm the best friend those people have in Washington.
The computers indicate a sharp decline immediately after your law and order speech last winter.
Warning, if you've been injured in a recent car accident, do not accept the settlement before using this 30-second.
All right. Now, let's see if we can come up with some ideas here. First, how do we retrieve the lost black vote?
Gil, why don't we accuse the CIA of a racially discriminatory hiring policy? They have no Negroes, except on a menial level, you know.
Certain, Belinda. I mean, that may be it.
I'm positive, but I'll check it out with our man over at Personnel.
Good.
Whoever they select will be the best-known spy since 007.
You now stand. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do hereby swear to uphold the laws of the United States of America. To uphold the laws of the United States of America.
And those laws governing the Central Intelligence Agency.
What do you see in this ink blot?
I see a man.
So one thing I'm noticing right here is the room is full of Negroes. The room is full of Negroes. So this looks like it plays into what Nipsey Hussle was saying about they were looking for a token Negro. So I'm looking at the room and it's pretty much full of Negroes.
If I were undercover as a political or economic officer in an embassy,
DEI type shit. I'm just.
and I was questioned about racism in the United States, I point out that they also have racial and religious troubles. A thing like that isn't resolved overnight, and that our country is firmly behind racial progress and great strides are being made here.
Thank you. And so on behalf of the director of our agency, I'd like to offer congratulations on completing our tough preliminary training course. After weeks of physical and psychological testing, you 10 men have survived the more than 40 already sworn in, who in turn were selected from a careful screening and security check of hundreds. You men, therefore, represent the best of your race.
You peeped that too, Herbie Hancock? Right.
The survivors of our regular training course to begin tomorrow will be the first of your race to join the finest intelligence and espionage fraternity in the history of mankind. I must emphasize, however, that you are by no means agents as yet. Now, the selecting out process continues right up until graduation day. So keep on your toes, keep your noses clean, and I hope to congratulate you on joining the team at the end of the training course. Thank you.
Well, ain't it groovy to be a spy? Right on. Really? Hey, we the first spooks to be spooked for the CIA.
Shout out to Truth Be Told channel checking in. That's my sister right there. She is also in season 2 of Our Story, the Our Story docuseries. She was in episode 1 last night. So y'all go check out my sister, the Truth Be Told channel, man. Be safe, sis.
Hey man, you know how much this scotch costs in the commissary? $3. Chev ass Regal.
Yeah, it's cheap overseas, man.
Yeah, and rent-free housing overseas too.
Hey, you went to Fisk, didn't you?
I'm from Howard. Say, you a frat man?
Yeah, man. Awful.
No kidding, baby. So am I. Oh, okay. Hey, let's get it over there. Say, didn't we meet last year at the pen relays?
Wow, man, yeah. At that party at the motel.
Hey, man, we got it made now. Yeah, but don't forget what cost is.
The baking? I'm not sure. But it's actually in reverse though, because you know how they use COINTELPRO to infiltrate us. So no, I don't think this was the making, but I think this guy in this movie actually used their tactics against them. If I'm hearing Nipsey Hussle right. Again, this is my first time seeing this, but I think he used the tactics of COINTELPRO to infiltrate the government, is what I think is what's going on.
That's it. Dig, they can still flunk us out.
Yeah, I don't think Costa would be uptight if we all flunked out. And you know that PT instructor Calhoun hates us.
Hey, man, it doesn't matter how they feel. You know, the word is integration from the top. Now, some of us have got to make it, and we're it. You just have to understand the theory of tokenism. Look, they grade on a curve. None of us get too eager. Gentlemen see for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
Black
you got a problem.
Oh wow, they watching them. Wow.
Four more seconds. As you can see, gentlemen, there is one quick way to fail this course.
Then we take the two wires, we place them here, and we crimp them together, making the connection positive. We take the switch then, and we throw. All right, we'll operate the ignition by remote control. Always use those materials which are easily accessible to any citizen of the country in which you are operating. Okay.
Most people are too lazy to do this, but it saves homeowners a fortune.
How long before this experiment in integration ends?
There are only 6 left in the group, General.
And?
The top-ranking man academically will fail the physical requirements. He's no athlete. Another figures to flunk this week's exam, but one might make it.
You assured me 2 weeks ago no one would survive.
Somehow I forgot Freeman even existed. He has a way of fading into the background. But he's been among the top 3 in academics and first in athletic training.
Yes, they do make good athletes. Which one is he?
That one.
All right, so I guess the movie is playing off of this guy right here. He's the spook that sat by the door. All right.
Come in. Hey, Freeman. Hey. Come on in.
Listen, we're going into Washington. You want to come along with us?
No, got some studying to do.
They've been letting us in town for a month now, man, and you ain't been out of here yet. I'm going nuts in here.
Well, maybe next time.
Maybe I cool it.
Cool it.
Cool it. If you weren't so eager to please the white man and send the grading curve up, there'd be 3 times as many of us here now. What kind of Tom are you anyway?
So off rip, kind of what I'm hearing off rip is he's already being considered the Uncle Tom trying to fit in with the white man. Now, we got to be careful with the Uncle Tom part, right? Because the Uncle Tom, remember, Uncle Tom was not the one that was the sellout at the end of the day. It was Sambo. So we got to be careful with the Uncle Tom type of thing. We hear a lot of people call Jay-Z the Uncle Tom. So is he the Uncle Tom or is he the Sambo? I think we got to keep our eye on that.
Same as you, I guess. Except that I don't try to have it both ways. And you better watch what you say about white folks. Behind their back, this place could be bugged.
Are you calling?
That's a big fact, though. Like, we just saw them actually recording them. We just saw them actually recording them. So you ain't telling them nothing wrong.
Me a Tom, man?
Well, none of us would pick for militancy now, will we? Now, why don't you go away and let me alone?
Why don't you join the team, man?
Team? Man, I'm not playing any games.
Man, you just don't belong. I think you'd be happier with a mop in your hands.
Like your mama.
Let's step outside now.
No. You don't want to step outside with me. Because, baby, I would kick your ass.
Come on. No, wait a minute, man. No, wait a minute. This fool is crazy, man.
And you're definitely right. And this is the reason I keep stressing when people say, oh, we all just need to come together. No, we don't. No, we don't all just need to come together. No, we don't. It's like, I don't know how much I could stress that enough, man. No, we don't. Okay, Sonya. No doubt.
Managers, dry your tears. No more missed clock-ins, no shows, and last-minute schedule.
Facts. Social engineering. Facts. Big facts.
Glasgow Wasi. And would you give the young lady down the end of the bar whatever she's drinking?
Yes. This is from the fellow at the end of the bar.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
You looking for some action?
Yeah. How much?
15 and 5. 5 at the hotel.
Yeah. And all night?
Not on Saturday, baby.
Exactly, Empress. Exactly.
You know, you remind me of someone.
Oh, really?
Who? A queen.
Look, baby, all you got to do is give me my bread. You don't have to talk no trash.
No, really.
What kind of queen?
I gotta check that out. I gotta check that Iceberg Slim out.
A queen from Dahomey.
Dahomey? What the hell is Dahomey?
Dahomey was a great nation in Africa.
Africa?
No, really.
She said Africa.
With a picture of you look just like her. I'll give you the book.
Africa.
Sure.
That's American.
No. You two could be twins, except that she wore her hair different.
How?
It was kind of like natural, you know, the way it grew. You look good like that.
Look, honey.
Now, this is interesting, y'all. I told y'all this is my first time ever seeing this movie, and we done had 3 or 4 people already come in this chat and say they love this movie. So, it must be something really to this movie. So I'm checking it out for the first time, Empress.
If you a hairdresser, maybe I can get you a boy.
No. You'll do.
Good. Then why don't you just be a trick and stop talking all that shit about queens and kinky hair?
Okay. Listen, can I get you another drink?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Troopy. So I got you. I'm gonna watch that at work.
You really got a book with a picture in it that look like me?
I'll bring you the book.
When?
Definitely, Empress. This is what I was telling them earlier today. And that's one of the episodes we'll be dealing with in season 2 of our story is propaganda. The introduction of television, Operation COINTELPRO. I mean, not Operation COINTELPRO, Operation Mockingbird. Also, we're going to deal with COINTELPRO too. But also when the television went color. That was a big moment for us when television went color. All right. Of course, that African word was coming. Propaganda. Pushing propaganda. Remember, I just told y'all, we're coming off of 1968, Indian civil rights, right? Dr. King, Indian civil rights. Come on, Facts. You own it. You own it over here, Facts. You own it. We coming off of 68, Indian civil rights. Color television is in now. We're starting to see ourselves on television, and they're starting to push this black this, black that, Africa this. You see how they slid that in there? Africa? You look like a sister from Africa. Why couldn't she have looked like a sister from an Indian tribe?
The next time I see
Mate. Right.
Hey. Thank you, break room. Thank you.
Right.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Fact. I love it. I love it.
Mr. Freeman, you will stay for additional instruction.
Today we are setting up this Chick-fil-A employee for
All right,
anything
while we
she
got
wants.
that going
You can
on
pick
real
any
quick.
item you want. I'll go get it.
Give me 1 second. While we got that going on real quick, I want to, for those who are just checking in, we are watching the spook that sat by the door. This is my first time ever seeing it. I'm reviewing it, and I'm going to play this clip real quick just so you understand why I wanted to watch it.
Now Blue Laces 2, one of my favorite records on the album. You make a spook who sat by the door reference.
You know about that, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I read that book, but I don't think you a spook who sat by the door. I think your intentions are pretty clear.
Well, now I would say so, but even to the point we made earlier, that's one of the reasons I was so vocal about where I was coming from and what I represented, because I knew who I wanted to mobilize. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finished my situation with our partnership at Atlantic, and for anybody that ain't seen that movie or read the book, it's about a gang member from Chicago who presented himself in a way he never caught no cases. He had a clean cut look, and he infiltrated the CIA.
Yep.
And he became educated and basically he used their agenda, which was to have a token nigga in the CIA for political reasons. You know, we gonna speak blunt, fuck it. He used it against him. And I think that in terms of hip hop, you think of the message that they embrace, I feel parallel with, like, you know what I mean, the power structure. I don't mean the culture of hip hop, but the power structure of music. They got prescribed personas they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way he used their intention against him was one of my underlying strategies. You know what I'm saying?
You got to put the medicine in the candy.
100%.
And what's interesting about that book, all his people used to call him Uncle Tom and a coon,
You know what
and
I'm
a
saying?
sellout.
Yeah.
But he was there working for them the whole time.
Yeah, and he I don't want to go blow nothing up like he did in the movie, you know what I mean? But just in terms of being able to mobilize his homies to a higher cause, you know? That's
Now, I don't want to say, I'm not saying that's the position Jay-Z is holding within the NFL and why he let Kendrick Lamar hit that stage, but it's a good perspective. And just how Nipsey Hussle explained the spook that sat by the door, which is the movie that we're watching right now. The spook that sat by the door.
Mr. Freeman, I don't think you people belong in our outfit. I don't have anything against the rest of the group. They just don't measure up. But you, I don't like.
I don't understand, sir.
Well, I don't like your phony humility, and I don't like your style. Now, this is a team for men, not misplaced cotton pickers.
Yes, sir.
Stow the as a boss. It doesn't work on me.
He called that nigga a misplaced cotton picker. I'm sorry. Is that what he said to that nigga?
Now, this is a team for men, not misplaced cotton pickers.
Woo.
Yes, sir.
Stow the as a boss. It doesn't work on me. I'll give you a chance. Just go up to the office and resign. Otherwise, we fight. Now, your black belt matches my own, so you won't be able to whine brutality, equal opportunity you people claim you want.
DEI.
Mr. Sue, Shinban.
And I'm not saying he's not. Facts. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just leaving the door open for, a possible different perspective. That's all. I'm not saying he's not. You could be totally right. But I think this is why we should pay attention to those in position, those who are around us. And remember, Uncle Tom was looked at as the sellout too, until we find out later that he was the spook that sat by the door. He wasn't Sambo. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, maybe you're totally right.
Rest?
No. Ain't no rest for the weary.
That ass whoop. Yeah, got that ass. Yeah, get that nigga right.
Are you all right?
Get that nigga
Hey,
right.
baby, don't look so sad. Be back in a month.
Well, at least we won't have to stay in a hotel. They let us start commuting in 2 weeks, and I'm gonna get us a pad.
Good morning,
You know,
Candy.
I don't mind this place too much. Kind of
Hello,
reminds me of
sis.
that hotel off campus. Remember?
My sister checking in. What's happening,
Listen.
Candy?
What would happen to the Cook County Department of Welfare if the starved caseworker missed work tomorrow?
Casework supervisor.
Okay, Miss Big Temple. What would happen?
You play hooky?
Yeah. I found a beautiful restaurant last week.
Ooh, do they have shark's fin soup?
No, it's a West Indian restaurant.
Oh, shark's fin soup with peas and rice, huh?
Yes.
Hope they stay open late.
Hey, y'all, real quick, and y'all know something? It said that Chicago, where this is taking place at, has, I'm not sure if it's still to this day, has or had the most Indian tribes. That's where most of the tribes are, or it's a city with the most Indian tribes. I remember being told that Chicago is one of the places.
Hey, Robert Herjavec from Shark Tank. I'm a huge fan. Hey, what is your #1 tip for saving money? Easy. Pay off your credit.
They've all been eliminated except Freeman, sir.
Will you make it?
I think so. He has written an oral finals this week.
Security?
Checks out so far. Routine security checks in the training barracks and checks on his activities in Washington. Of course, he's only been allowed out of the training area for the last 2 months.
Anything suspicious?
No, sir. He checked into a colored hotel, spent his weekends in the ghetto, mostly on U Street.
That's pretty tough territory.
Yes, sir, but he seems at home there. He grew up in a neighborhood much like it in Chicago.
How did he get through college?
Athletic scholarship.
That figures. Also explains the Calhoun incident.
Sir, in fairness to Calhoun, Freeman's been studying judo privately for years.
Politics?
Apolitical. He was involved in civil rights activity as a student, but nothing pink or radical.
Men or women?
Women. No hint of homosexuality. Developed a liaison with a prostitute on U Street. Also has a girlfriend in Chicago. Apparently he's known her.
Goddamn, look how they, excuse my language. Look how they study you. Look how they're watching you. They're watching you. Everything you do. No, hey, don't look like he no homosexual. He done wiped up a prostitute and everything. Like
Apolitical. He was involved in civil rights activity as a student, but nothing pink or radical.
Men or women?
Women. No hint of homosexuality. Developed a liaison with a prostitute on U Street. Also has a girlfriend in Chicago. Apparently he's known her since they were college students.
When will you run a final 6'9" security check?
It's already in progress. It should be finished in a few days.
Hey, run up a dossier on this whore and give it to me. Leave Freeman's file. Secure security's in.
Yes, sir.
Figured out something for him to do?
Yes, sir.
Well, like it or not, looks as if we're integrated.
You know if he takes any dope? Heroin, LSD, marijuana, pills?
No. He don't even smoke. He ain't no junkie, baby.
Does he have a tendency to boast? Brag about himself?
He don't talk about himself at all. Most regular tricks want to tell you the story of their whole lives.
Does he gamble?
If he do, I don't know about it. Took him to a joint one night. Craps, poker. If he get in, I get a cut. You just stand around and look.
What'd you say? He's violent? Uncontrollable temper?
Temper? No. He'll never lose his cool. But people don't give him no shit.
Huh? How do you mean?
He's one of them quiet kind of cats that people just don't mess with. Like that time I was telling you about. The cat that owned it owed me some bread. Started to get off the wall about it. Then he check out Freeman. Just standing there, quiet, digging the action. And the cat, bad, make two of Freeman. Check out Freeman. Look at me. Give me my bread. Thought about that night. He ain't my man or nothing like that, but I know that if I got in trouble, he'd be in it. I think he'd be real bad once he get going, too.
What about his sexual habits?
Huh?
You think he might be homosexual?
No. You wasting your time there.
What is the guiding principle of an underground guerrilla army?
To live off the country. To rely on nothing in the way of logistics or supplies which cannot be obtained easily and simply, whether legally or illegally.
What happens in an underground organization when the first or second in command are killed or captured?
Each man is trained to handle positions 3 steps ahead of him in grade.
There goes your token. There's your token. He cleared the room.
The operations officer takes over, and the others move up 2 grades.
It's fine. That concludes our oral examination, and let me congratulate you on being the first Negro officer in the Central Intelligence Agency. We've programmed your aptitudes into our computer personnel system. You're to be our new top secret reproduction center section chief.
Now, what I find interesting is Nipsey said that this guy had the plan all along. He had this plan all along to infiltrate the government. I think that's you know, that's a very interesting thing to point out in this movie. It's his thought process was to stay clean. How long did he have this thought process though? They said he was a gangbanger from Chicago.
Hey,
Oh, hi, Doris. What brings you all the way down here to the 3rd sub-basement?
the general needs someone to give a guided tour for a bunch of senators. You think you can handle it?
Yeah, I think I can handle it.
Good. Senators are in the general's office now. Freeman, you don't like me, do you?
What makes you say that?
You never seem very friendly when you bring top secret documents to the office. Sometimes it seems like you don't even know I'm around.
Oh, it's just that I'm preoccupied with my duties. I just want to make good here. That's all.
You're very ambitious, aren't you?
He walked like a man.
I want to be the best reproduction section chief they've ever had.
But you are. Everyone says you're doing much better than expected.
Well, I certainly hope so.
This has nothing to do with nothing, but her walk is that shit is manly than a motherfucker.
In over your head with the price of doing laundry these days? Arm & Hammer Deep Clean.
Could have been more, did you? Well, gentlemen, our Mr. Freeman, he'll conduct your tour. Senator Barton, Senator Chambers, Senator Wilson.
Right this way,
Let
gentlemen.
me go back.
Hey,
Oh, hi, Doris. What brings you all the way down here to the 3rd sub-basement?
the general needs someone to give a guided tour for a bunch of senators. You think you can handle it?
Yeah, I think I can handle it.
Good. Senators are in the general's office now. Freeman, you don't like me, do you?
What makes you say that?
You never seem very friendly when you bring top secret documents to the office. Sometimes it seems like you don't even know I'm around.
Oh, it's just that I'm preoccupied with my duties. I just want to make good here. That's all.
You're very ambitious, aren't you?
Yeah, I want to be the best reproduction section chief they've ever had.
But you are. Everyone says you're doing much better than expected.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Could have been more, did you? Well, gentlemen, our Mr. Freeman, he'll conduct your tour. Senator Barton, Senator Chambers, Senator Wilson.
Right this way, gentlemen.
General, I'm delighted. A member of your personal staff already. Now that's integration in action.
He walked like somebody uncle.
You know, that's not a bad idea. Put him on my personal staff.
All right.
If he doesn't bungle this tour, we'll keep him up here.
Yes, sir. We can put him out in reception. All our visitors could see we're integrated.
I'm not coming back to Washington anymore, Dad. I'm getting married.
Oh, wow. That's man, facts.
The doctor or a lawyer?
The doctor.
He seems like a nice cat.
Sorry.
What up, Chris?
But
What
I'm
up?
not getting any younger.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have
And
to.
I'm not in your bag.
I'm definitely gonna have to, Chris. Shout out to my
always
brother
knew
Chris
it had to happen
MVP checking in.
It's all right, baby. Baby.
This is my first time seeing it, Chris. I've never seen it before.
Joy. Let's
Okay,
say
okay,
goodbye,
okay.
Ray.
Got you, got you. It's good so far. About the fifth person that done came in and said this is a good movie. So, oh, she probably one of them.
Dan, I'm certainly pleased with the way you fitted into the agency. How long have you been with us now?
Good more than 5 years, sir.
And you've done well. You're a credit to your race.
Thank you, sir.
Hard work, Dan. No shortcuts. Other minorities have pulled themselves up by the bootstraps.
Yes, sir.
You're a perfect example, Dan. Fine, natural athlete. Well, no denying your people are great in sports.
Well, thank you, sir, but we still have a long way to go.
Right. There's still a cultural gap to be closed. It's a question of evolution. Of course, it'll take generations. In the meantime, you people must earn respect by serving the country.
He said, you
Freeman,
people.
you people must serve.
You people. You people.
Here's the shocking truth about car accident payouts. Most people don't realize they could be entitled to a
The fact that he kept saying you people seems like he was definitely trying him at that moment. Let me see how cool he gonna keep his temper. Let me see what he gonna do if I, talk to him in this way.
General, I want to serve.
I don't understand.
Your comments last Friday afternoon convinced me I can make a real contribution. So I'm going back to Chicago and work with my people and show them the way.
Now, don't be hasty, Freeman. Perhaps you should think this thing over. After all, you do set an example for your people to follow.
Well, I realize that, General, and I have thought about it. But I've decided to take the position with the Social Service Foundation and help my people help themselves. Use what I've learned here.
Well, we'll be sorry to see you go, Dan.
You people.
Take all the time you need to phase out here. Be sure to let us know how things are going in Chicago.
All right, sir, I will.
Okay, cool, Chris. Okay.
Carstairs, bring in Freeman's file.
It was a spur of the moment thing, Chris. It honestly
Freeman's
was.
leaving us for a do-gooder outfit.
I just thought about it this morning.
More money? What else? Check out this foundation he used to work for. Saturation and depth security check. And Freeman? He's safe enough. A routine surveillance if the foundation is clean. Phone tap, random and regular checks on his activities and associates.
I'll telex the Chicago office today.
Dan, we really got our work cut out for us. From the fairest young dudes in Chicago, if not the country, operating right here in our territory, the King Cobras.
I used to be a Cobra.
You?
Yeah. They used to call me Turk. That gang goes back like 30 years. Listen, do they still hang out down at that, what is it, Pete's?
Yeah, you can find them there any night. Except now they own the place.
Hello, Miss Duncan.
Oh, Mr. Freeman, hi. Why don't you join me?
Good. Listen, that looks good.
It is delicious. You want to try some? Mm-hmm.
Miss Duncan, how's your son Shorty doing?
Oh, Shorty's doing just fine. He got a job now, making good money. In fact, he just bought me a color television set.
Well, I hear that he's not only running numbers, pushing drugs. Hey, he's hooked.
No, he ain't no real junkie. Sure, he shoots up now and then. But I don't think he got no more than about a $20 or $30 a week habit. And that ain't no habit.
Well, did you ever think that he could end up in jail?
Not unless somebody turned the heat on in the precinct. And then I can't hardly see why they'd be after Shorty, because he ain't into it that much.
Yeah, Tia, I actually think that's what they were trying to do. Test his restraint, test him at that moment. Because I think he said it like twice. You people. You people. What is you people? Who are you people?
Shorty ever think about finishing at least high school?
No, he don't want no parts of school. You know how them teachers are.
Well, without an education, what's he going to do?
Mr. Freeman, you know ain't nothing out there for us. But right out there in those streets where Shorty is.
Were you born between 1960 and 1969? If so, you can get $250 to spend at McDonald's completely free. And I can tell you right now, this is going.
For those just checking in or maybe just watching in the bushes or whatever, so we're watching The Spook that sat by the door. I was inspired to watch this movie, watching an interview by Nipsey Hussle. Also dealing with COINTELPRO, going into season 2 of Our Story docuseries. Nipsey Hussle was explaining how we take the Uncle Tom thing, and many people thought Uncle Tom was the sellout, just to find out Uncle Tom was somebody who was actually working to help the people. It was Sambo who was hurtful to our people. So as Nipsey Hussle was explaining in the interview, he was saying basically, this guy, not only did he hold a lot of restraint with the white people, he actually held a lot of restraint with us too, because we were calling him the Uncle Tom. And we saw that in the beginning of the movie when the one guy came into the room. The one guy walked into the room trying to get him to go out to the club or whatever, whoop, whoop, whoop. And he was like, nah. And the one guy started kind of, going in on him then. So calling him the Uncle Tom and all of this. But remember, we got to keep that Uncle Tom perspective and that Uncle Tom word in perspective, because they said it was Sambo who was actually the sellout, not Uncle Tom. So again, going back to the Jay-Z thing, could we be dealing with an Uncle Tom situation, or are we dealing with a real Sambo situation?
You doing, Shorty?
Hey, Ted.
I just saw your mother inside the restaurant.
Yeah, I just saw my way down and lay some bread on.
Shorty, the word is on the vine that you're not making your payoff to the cops.
It's just a rumor, Ted.
You mind if I give you a little advice?
No, go ahead.
Why don't you just quit dealing altogether?
Oh, man, you know I can't do that. Turk is surviving.
You ever stop to think what would happen in these streets if we cut off the flow of drugs altogether? White folks control your neighborhood through drugs, and you dealing.
So what you gonna do now? Give me a sermon?
I can see this being where he gets the Uncle Tom backlash. He gets the sellout Negro backlash from his own people. I can see that coming. Again, I've never seen this movie. This is my first time. I'm just watching it, and this is what I'm seeing. I can actually see this would be the moment where we start to see him actually starting to get the backlash from his own people.
No, sir, Shorty. I just thought I'd ask.
Platinum, what up? What up, Platinum? Got you, Chris. Got you. Got you. We back in Chicago.
I want to talk to you. No talk. Social worker. You better split. You know who I am?
Yeah, flunkhead. We know who you are.
Let's go out in the alley. This won't take long.
You don't want to go out there, man. That's the way you want to go. Right now.
Yeah.
Real quick before they go out, do y'all? I just want to know, did y'all remember when the young lady was sitting at the table with the CIA agent, and he was asking her about her, and she was like, "Man, one thing I noticed was one of the baddest men out here saw Freeman, and when he saw Freeman, he gave me my money." Looks can be deceiving. Looks can be deceiving. So you got these three guys getting ready to go meet him in the alley, thinking it's finna go down, and it might not turn out their way.
Next time, social worker. We have us a piece too.
Shut up. And listen.
Oh, okay.
Big time badass cobras. Popping away at the pigs from the rooftops doing riots last summer. Oh, yeah. I know what you was into. With 22 rifles and pistols, did about as much damage as a mosquito to an elephant's ass. What'd you expect to hit from that range with those weapons at night? You might as well have thrown the damn pieces at the pigs. You really want to mess with Whitey? I can show you how. I can show you how.
Oh, okay. So he's recruiting. It looks like he's recruiting. Okay. I might. Okay. Let me watch. So it looks like. I wonder if these are.
You don't want to go out there, man. That's the way you want to go. Right now.
Yeah.
Next time, social worker. We have us a piece too.
Shut up.
Yo, I said the same thing, facts, in my head. I was saying, man, he kind of looks like Jeff Fort. Like, because that is how Jeff Fort kind of looked. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That's crazy you said that.
And listen, big time badass cobras. Popping away at the pigs from the rooftops doing riots last summer.
No, and when you mentioned the pool tables, right? You mentioned in the pool tables, I was just sitting here in my head saying, gosh, when you watch the movie Judah and the Black Messiah, and there is set in Chicago too. I noticed in Chicago they always have the pool tables. Like they're always like in a. I mean, I've never been to Chicago, so I don't know if that's just how they're set up in Chicago, but it's always like a little bar with a bunch of pool tables inside of Chicago. And as he's mentioning about shooting off the roof, right? There's I can't think of the guy's name right now, but this movie is kind of putting me in the mind of a real life story that happened in New Orleans, Louisiana, where this soldier, this melanated soldier came home and he got into it with the local police force or something. And he was at the Holiday Inn and he had a whole shootout. He was taking out the whole police force from the top of the Holiday Inn. And the reason I remember that is because when I go to New Orleans, I stay in the Sonesta, which is right next door to that Holiday Inn, which is legendary. I can't think of the guy's name right now. I was just trying to look it up. But it happened back in the 70s or something. He had just came home and he took out like the whole police force. One man inside of the Holiday Inn, he stood up on the top of the roof. So when he's talking to these guys about that shooting up, it put me in the mind of that guy. I can't think of his name right now, but it happened in New Orleans, Louisiana, and he had a whole shootout. He was taking out the police force from the top of the Holiday Inn. But this part just put me in mind of that real quick. No side.
Let's go out in the alley. This won't take long.
You don't want to go out there, Van. That's the way you want to go. Right now.
Yeah.
Next time, social worker. We have us a piece too. Shut up.
And listen. Okay.
Big time badass cobras.
Okay. Gotcha, Chris.
Popping away at the pigs from the rooftops during the riots last summer. Oh yeah. I know what you was into. With 22 rifles and pistols, did about as much damage as a mosquito to an elephant's ass. What'd you expect to hit from that range with those weapons at night? You might as well have thrown the damn pieces at the pigs.
See, that's why I love y'all. They said Michael Souls was the guy's name in New Orleans. Okay. I couldn't think of his name. Michael Souls is the guy's name that I was talking about. Break Room said, Chris, I just watched Uncle Tom's Cabin. Okay, I never seen Uncle Tom's Cabin. I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm trying to get through this movie, y'all. I ain't trying to keep stopping it on y'all, but
You really want to mess with Whitey? I can show you how. I can show you how.
At the Dennis Law Firm, service is everything.
You know,
we call it the gold standard.
Just watching.
We make sure to consistently update.
Just watching this guy train our own people, man. Like, this is the shit I be talking about. When we do all this crying and whining and complaining about police coming in our neighborhoods and they're you know, shooting us and this and that. This is what we should be doing right here. This is what we're supposed to be doing right here. Policing our own people, policing our own neighborhood.
You twist the wires to make contact. And throw the switch.
Come on with it. Come on with it. Bring it on here. Easy. Easy now. Take your time. Slowly, baby. Touch it up.
Hey.
All right. I'll operate the ignition by remote control.
Thank you. And drop it. Now. Boom! Get on out of here. That's it. Elbow up. The other elbow underneath the piece. That's it. Parallel to it. That's it. That's it. Lean into it.
Break room, I know you're driving, so I don't know if you see his message, but Chris was asking you, did you like the movie? Big facts, big facts. Yes, I definitely believe that. These are definitely the type of people they wanted off our streets, out of our communities, out of our homes. These men, these type of men with this type of training and discipline and things like this. This is definitely who they wanted off the streets. Definitely counterintelligence. Definitely counterintelligence. Yes, 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 yes. This is definitely who they wanted to get away from, get off the streets, either kill them or put them in jail. Get them out of here. Get these guys out of here.
What's wrong, Willie? What are we doing messing around like a high school chemistry class? Man, anybody can make explosives like this.
Okay, Willie. You go order some plastic and detonators from Marshall Fields. Everything on this table can be obtained easily from a drugstore, a hardware store, or medical supply house. If we can get sophisticated equipment, we'll use it, but we don't rely on it. We live off the land. We match technology with spontaneity and improvisation. Men against machines, brains against computers. Now, if you don't think it can work, you check out Algeria, Kenya, Korea, and Vietnam. Can you dig it?
I understand that. That's cool.
You found out in the country how difficult range estimation is. But in the city, the problem's simplified.
I've seen it.
A city block is 250 yards north to south, 150 yards east to west. The lampposts are standard 30 yards.
So we got reference points all over.
Right. And since the buildings act as a funnel for the wind, you can fire on zero windage. Now, run it down to the sniper teams, and I'll be in my pad all night if you need me.
Cool.
Okay.
How's the new job coming along?
It's, all right.
All right. The word's out in the grapevine how much money you making.
Well, nothing's changed about the gig except the bread.
But I used to know you when you thought making money was obscene. Making a contribution was your thing.
Well, there's no reason why I can't do both.
That's what I used to try to tell you, but you wouldn't listen. Since the war on poverty, all the social workers are making money.
Everyone except Paul.
Now, that's the old ad. But you have changed.
Yo, this is a good movie. This is a good movie, man. I never seen this movie. This is my first time watching it. This is good.
Maybe I should have waited.
This is good, Chris.
Too late to talk about that now. You already have a husband.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely gonna check out the Uncle Tom's Cabin.
He goes his way, and I go mine. By the way, Dawson's back from California.
No.
Do you owe money to the IRS? Maybe it's $5,000.
Again, you guys, I'm, I kind of just want to bring something different to the table for this so-called Black History Month. Okay, like They tell us the same stuff over and over again, show you the same things over and over again, you know. And again, before I go forward, for anybody who may be just joining, this is the reason I'm watching this movie with you guys, and I'm watching it for the first time.
Now Blue Laces 2, one of my favorite records on the album. You make a Spook Who Sat by the Door reference.
You know about that, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I read that book, but I don't think you a spook who sat by the door. I think your intentions are pretty clear.
Well, now I would say so, but even to the point we made earlier, that's one of the reasons I was so vocal about where I was coming from and what I represented, because I knew who I wanted to mobilize. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finished my situation with our partnership at Atlantic, and for anybody that ain't seen that movie or read the book, it's about a gang member from Chicago who presented himself in a way he never caught no cases. He had a clean cut look, and he infiltrated the CIA.
Yep.
And he became educated and basically he used their agenda, which was to have a token nigga in the CIA for political reasons. You know, we gonna speak blunt, fuck it. He used it against him. And I think that in terms of hip hop, you think of the message that they embrace, I feel parallel with, like, you know what I mean, the power structure. I don't mean the culture of hip hop, but the power structure of music. They got prescribed personas they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way he used their intention against him was one of my underlying strategies. You know what I'm saying?
You got to put the medicine in the candy.
100%.
And what's interesting about that book, all his people used to call him an Uncle Tom and a coon,
you know what I'm
and
saying?
sellout.
Yeah.
But he was there working for them the whole time.
Yeah, and he I don't want to go blow nothing up like he did in the movie, you know what I mean? But just in terms of being able to mobilize his homies to a higher cause, you know? That's
just being able to immobilize his homies into a higher cause was the spook that sat by the door. Again, he said this guy was a gangbanger. And this guy was a gangbanger. A members only watch party. I'm not even monetized. I'm not even monetized, sis. He said he helped his homies. So that's what we're looking at right here, is him getting his homies ready. And again, I do kind of wonder if that guy is supposed to represent Jeff Fort, though. I that is kind of in my head.
Excuse me. Look, excuse me.
Oh, how you doing?
Okay.
This is Peter Dawson, Anena, Sylvia.
How are you?
I came down to see you. And we're going to have a drink. Can you get over with us someday? Well, if you can, okay? Come on, guys.
Return. How come you always offer to pay me like the 50 you owe me when we're about to be stuck up?
Because I'm good to you. Trust me. Hey, listen.
Hey, you pay me, Okay.
What are you having?
Cognac.
So how you been, dummy?
Okay.
Joy tells me that you were in California?
Yeah, I conducted a 15-week seminar on inner-city riot control.
What's that?
Well, it has to do with the Chicago Police Department's approach to street gangs.
And they sent you?
Oh, better. 5-year warlord of the Apaches.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, this is an ex-hoodlum turned cop. Here's to old friends rediscovered.
And the new ones.
Tell me about this new job. The next stage of your training program is to learn how to steal. Yes, sir. I know you're all experts in stealing from your black brothers and sisters. Now you will learn how to steal from the enemy. Remember, a black man with a mop, tray, or broom in his hand can go damn near anywhere in this country. And a smiling black man is invisible. The president of Chicago Edison's collective pipes. Stud, you will rip off the president's pipes while he is in his office.
I'm sorry, y'all. Let me run this back just a little bit because I kind of missed what was being said. I just kind of want to run this back just a little bit.
Experts in stealing from your black brothers and sisters. Now you will learn how to steal from the... The next stage of your training program is to learn how to steal. Yes, sir. I know you're all experts in stealing from your black brothers and sisters. Now you will learn how to steal from the enemy.
Why not?
Remember, a black man with a mop, tray, or broom in his hand can go damn near anywhere in this country. And a smiling black man is invisible.
So he dropping jewels. And the crazy part, he's dropping jewels and he's dropping them from the higher level of infiltrating the government. Like he's telling you how to use what they use on you to get them. I love it. I love it.
The president of Chicago Edison's collective pipes. Stud, you will rip off the president's pipes while he...
Hey man, look at that right there though. Look at that visual though. You don't even know who's sitting right in the room with you, Mr. Sir. Look how close I am to you. You have no clue. But I love his discipline though. I love his discipline. Not right now. Not right now. But boy, I could if I wanted to right now.
Stud, you will rip off the president's pipes while he is in his office.
Do you want to see how much money you're eligible for if you were in a car crash within the last 2 years?
I want to talk to you, Willie. The brothers tell me you're right.
Yeah?
Good. We need a propagandist. So you're the Minister of Information. I want you to set up a group and use whoever you want.
Okay. What you want? Like some posters, music, poetry?
Anything. Just as long as you talk to the people in the language that they understand.
I know that's...
Now he would be somebody definitely good to use to infiltrate, some of those pale spaces. He would definitely. I can see him cleaning up, suit and tie, cleaning up. I can see him infiltrating some pale spaces.
6 of the cats I can use. It's a lot of wasted talent in Cobras. Good, let's use it. And give me an outline in 2 weeks.
1 week, man. I ain't no problem.
Beautiful. I understand you're still registered at the university.
Well, you know I gotta take a few courses each semester, man. Keep that bread coming from home.
You ever intend to get a degree?
And now what do I need with a status symbol?
That's all it is to you.
For a black man in this country? I mean, now what else is it?
You know how my grandmother learned to read?
No, huh?
Along with me. You remember those reading premise?
Dick and Jane?
Yeah. When I first got into those books, my grandmother used to wait for me to come home from school so she could help me with my reading. And she would follow the whole thing, line for line. And one day, I don't know why, I just read a line wrong. And I realized she couldn't read. So I went to the bathroom and I locked the door. And I cried. And every day after that, I ran home so that my grandmother could help me read. And man, the first time I saw her really read, get your education, boy, she used to say. Because that's the only thing the white man can take away from you. And she was right.
You know, I can't figure you, man.
What's the figure?
I mean, what are you in this for? You want power? You want revenge? You know, what is it?
Hey, it's simple, Willie. I just want to be free. How about you?
So do I.
This shit sound like it's about to get good.
And I hate white folks. Hate white folks. This is not about hate white folks. It's about loving freedom enough to die or kill for it if necessary. Now you're gonna need more than hate to sustain you when this thing begins. Now, if you feel that way, you're no good to us and you're no good to yourself. You ever kill a man, Willie?
No.
I have in Korea. And when you spill a man's guts in the gutter, you see how fast hate disappears, unless you like killing, and I don't think you will. Now, some of the Cobras will. Stud will.
Why Stud?
Because he's a killer. He doesn't know it yet, but he is.
I remember I was getting ready to go into the military, man. I remember my dad telling me to get my score up, to back out and get my score up, because he said basically you're going into infantry. He said, and which is going to mean that you're not going to ever be at home. You're going to always be out there in the woods. You're going to always be out there in nature. He said, because the way their way of thinking in the military is you have no skills for them. And only thing they can train you to do is be a killer. And he said, and that's exactly what they're going to train your mind to be, is a killer. And you'll never be home with your family. You're going to always be out in the field. And it kind of sounds like that's what he's saying about this guy. This guy has killed before. He can be a killer. You're not a killer.
Because he's a killer. He doesn't know it yet, but he is. I have another job for you, Willie.
What's that?
We need money. So I have a bank job cased. The only thing about it is I can't have the job connected with the Cobras.
How are you gonna do that?
We use Red Beans, Benny Rooster, Paul Monte, JT, Johnny, and Tom. And you lead the team.
All the yellow niggas, right? Look, man, I'm tired of that
I am not passing. I am black. Do you hear me, man? Do you understand? I am black. I'm a nigga. You understand me? I was born black. I live black, and I'm gonna die probably because I'm black. Because some cracker that knows I'm black better than you, nigga, is probably gonna put a bullet in the back of my head.
Stick up. Get your hands up. Move. Get on the wall. Move. Get on the wall. Get up.
Now. Know your position, sir. That's all I'm gonna say. We need you to infiltrate, sir. Now get your life together. Get your emotions in order. We need you to infiltrate. And your skin color works perfect.
And knows I'm black better than you, nigga, is probably gonna put a bullet in the back of my head.
Stick up. Get your hands up. Move. Get on the wall. Move. Get on the wall. Get up. Now, move. Get your hands up. Hands up.
They would have seen us coming a mile away, sir. They would have seen some dark-skinned Negroes coming a mile away. And this is what I tell y'all about when they infiltrate
I'm Jennifer
us.
Lee, lead admin of Evangelist at Salesforce. I'm super excited about this AI.
This is what I say about
I'm black better than
when they infiltrate us. They use you on you because you don't see it coming. But you let some pale face come walking up in a Chicago club talking about trying to get some information and see how quick he stands out. See how quick some white man stands out walking up in a melanated bar talking about trying to infiltrate something.
Then you, nigga, is probably gonna put a bullet in the back of my head.
Stick up. Get your hands up. Move. Get on the wall. Move. Get on the wall. Get up. Now, move.
I'm sorry, but y'all didn't even peep his smile though. Did y'all peep his smile when he started going on that little rant? Look at his face. Watch his smile. He like, yeah. Yeah, all of that. Now get in there and do
black.
it.
Do you hear me, man? Do you understand? I am black. I'm a nigga. You understand me? I was born black. I live black, and I'm gonna die probably because I'm black. Because some cracker that knows I'm black better than you, nigga, is probably gonna put a bullet in the back of my head.
Stick up. Get your hands up. Move. Get on the wall. Move. Get on. On the wall. Get up. Now, move. Get your hands up. Hands up.
Wow, Empress. That's deep. Okay. Okay. What up, Kathleen? This is good shit. This is good. This is good.
Chicago police are seeking 6 heavily armed men after a daring daylight robbery today of a southwest Chicago bank. Bank authorities estimate the theft to be in excess of $300,000. The men have been described by eyewitnesses as 6 Caucasian males between the age of 20 to 30. Police warn that these men are armed and dangerous.
6 Caucasian men. I love it.
Oh, the name is over. Oh, the name is over.
I keep telling you, man. Get him out. Put him up, Malcolm. We play these motherfuckers till 100.
Recruitment and training group ready?
Had their final exams last week.
Transportation set?
They make 2 moves before they reach their final destination. Check for tails along the way. Pick up instructions as they go along.
Logistics?
There'll be $500 in new identification papers waiting for them when they reach the other end. After that, they live off the street.
And when they get there?
I'm loving
Locate
it.
and
Empress.
identify a gang like the Cobras.
I'm loving it.
Set up training, a chain of command, organization, and a very tight discipline.
And?
No junk.
Good. I want the men assigned to Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Detroit, New Orleans, and Los Angeles to move out within 10 days.
Man, they got some bad brothers in New Orleans.
You got that right. And stagger the rest of them over the next month. There'll be monthly reports until they make contact and weekly reports after that. Now.
Hey, yo, check this out. And this is a reason I said they had to get rid of Nipsey Hussle. Now, it's very interesting that this movie deals with a gangbanger. Wow. Damn. And it's crazy. I was kind of introduced to this movie through Nipsey Hussle. But this is why I said they had to get rid of Nipsey, because he was a gangbanger who wasn't afraid of violence, yet he was still empowering his people. And remember, they said Nipsey could go in anybody's neighborhood. He can go in his ops neighborhood, and he was respected. And it's like, I'm watching this guy and how he's moving, Freeman, I'm watching how he's moving in this movie, and it's really giving Nipsey Hussle vibes. He's empowering his homies from the streets. And remember, they said he was a gangbanger. They said he was a former gangbanger who infiltrated the CIA. Yo, I'm loving it. I'm loving this.
Their final exams last week.
Transportation set?
They make 2 moves before they reach their final destination. Check for tails along the way. Pick up instructions as they go along.
Logistics?
There'll be $500 in new identification papers waiting for them when they reach the other end. After that, they live off the street.
And when they get there?
Locate and identify a gang like the Cobras. Set up training, a chain of command, organization, and a very tight discipline.
And?
No junk.
Good. I want the men assigned to Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Detroit, New Orleans, and Los Angeles to move out within 10 days.
Man, they got some bad brothers in New Orleans.
You got that right. And stagger the rest of them over the next month. There'll be monthly reports until they make contact and weekly reports after that. Now, if they get busted in a street hassle, they recruit in prison and we replace them. Any questions?
Go, Malcolm. Go to the basket.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house no matter what condition it's in. If you need to sell your house for any reason, click the button under this video to see if my offer is right for you. We make the process of selling your house easy and simple. No commissions, no fees. We'll buy your house in as-is condition, and you pick the closing date. No appraisals, no repairs, no hassle.
Hey, man. I just got off duty, so I just thought about it. Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, Joy.
Hi, Pete. How are you?
Okay.
How's the family?
Oh, just fine, just fine.
Good.
Hey, Freebie, I think my oldest boy's gonna be an athlete. Come on. Oh, yeah, man. You remember that move I used to make coming off the baseline? Yeah. Well, he's got it, man. He's got it. The head and shoulder fake and everything. Man, I didn't teach him that move. You know, I went to the game the other day, and there it was. Reminded me of myself 20 years ago.
I'd like to see that. Next time you go to the game, take me along.
That's a bet.
Okay.
How's Arlene?
Just fine. She's back in school at nights, and she got a master's last year. Now she's going for a PhD.
Any chance of you two getting back together again?
I don't think so. I mean, it's not easy being the wife of a cop.
Say, hey, Jug's in town. How about us sketching the set?
The three of us, like old times?
Hey, I'm sorry, but I have really got to go home.
Oh, boo.
Listen, we'll make it early next week, okay?
Okay. Can't cut her loose, can you?
No. And she knows me too well.
Okay. Have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
For me?
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Talk to you later.
Listen,
Yeah.
let me get this coat on. We go down and maybe we catch 2 sets.
Okay. Then we have a nightcap and a late dinner at the Avenue. And then we cut out all this fooling around and go see these 2 chicks that I came over to tell you about before I found out the Joy was here.
Yes. Splendid. What happens in an underground organization when the first and second in command are either killed or captured? Daddy?
Each man is trained to handle positions 3 steps ahead of him in grade. The operations officer moves up and takes command, and everyone else moves up 2 grades.
Fact, you must be from Chicago. You recognize it, huh?
Now, we're almost ready.
We ain't no junkies.
Now, and everybody gonna think you are. You put needle marks in your arms and you keep them fresh. And no pig is gonna bust you for the things that we be doing, as long as you got those tracks.
That's really hip, man. During the daytime, we be nodding. Nighttime, we get out there and do it.
We are gonna get our own. Stop begging for crumbs.
How?
What we got now is a colony. But what we want to create is a new nation.
Shout out to Chicago.
In order to do that, we got to pay a different kind of dues. Freedom dues.
Right on.
Now, according to Mr. Charlie, we have never paid any dues. You dig those plantation movies on television?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No chains, no whips. Bunch of happy darkies just waiting on Master Charlie and his family and digging.
Like it's fun. Like it's fun.
Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. It's Colonel Beauregard come home from the war.
My faithful retainer, George. The war is over, and we lost. You're not a slave anymore, George.
It's real interesting how they. I'm just listening. It's real interesting how he's talking about them on the plantation and the way he's describing them. Yeah, real interesting.
You dig those plantation movies on television?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No chains, no whips.
It sounds to me like he's recognizing the propaganda on TV, on television. Remember, the CIA is behind Operation Mockingbird too. They tell you what to think. They tell you what to believe. They shift your narrative in their publications and things like that. I'm just listening to him talk and listen to how he's talking about what he sees on TV.
no whips. Bunch of happy darkies just waiting on Master Charlie and his family in Diggity.
Like it's fun. Like it's fun.
Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. It's Colonel Beauregard come home from the war.
This is. Let's go, y'all.
My faithful retainer, George. The war is over, and we lost. You're not a slave anymore, George. You're free.
Free, Master? Is that bad, Master? I go on to die?
You're free, George. You can leave the plantation.
I'll stay with you.
But I can't pay you, George. The carpetbaggers mortgaged the plantation.
Oh, don't let that worry you none. Well, I wouldn't know what to do with no money. And don't let that mortuary thing worry you either. Everything's gonna be all right.
Bless you, George. George, sit down, George.
Master.
Now, just something I'm peeping. Just something I'm peeping. All right. This is a movie set in the 70s. We're dealing with COINTELPRO. We're dealing with somebody who's infiltrating the CIA in America. And I'm just listening to the way he's talking about what they show on TV, these plantation movies that they show on TV. Then I'm looking at how they are actually clowning the shit that they see on TV, the things that they see on TV. All right. It's just so if I was somebody who was caught in the Holocaust or whatever, I think it would be hard for me to make jokes about what we went through, right? But it seems to me like they're looking at propaganda that's placed on television of our people, and they find it to be entertaining. All right, it's just kind of what I'm seeing.
Lordy. It's Colonel Beauregard come home from the war.
My faithful retainer, George. The war is over, and we lost. You're not a slave anymore, George. You're free.
Free, Master? Is that bad, Master? I go on to die?
Now, what I want to tell y'all again is I can remember talking to my elders and my elders telling us, hey, we ain't from Africa. And we knew the Africans when we saw the Africans. We knew who they were, and they were not us. She said, we didn't go to school with no Africans, but when we saw the Africans, we knew who the Africans were. And I'm just watching this interaction right here. And it's just interesting. It's just interesting.
Lordy. It's Colonel Beauregard come home from the war.
My faithful retainer, George. The war is over, and we lost. You're not a slave anymore, George. You're free.
Free, Master? Is that bad, Master? I go on to die?
You're free, George. You can leave the plantation.
I'll stay with you.
But I can't pay you, George. The carpetbaggers mortgaged the plantation.
Oh, don't let that worry you none. Well, I wouldn't know what to do with no money. And don't let that mortuary thing worry you either. Everything's gonna be all right.
Bless you, George. George, sit down, George.
Master.
You have just played out the American dream.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let it go.
And now we're going to turn it into a nightmare.
Ever wondered what your home looks like from space? Enter your address and get a 360-degree satellite view.
I want y'all to keep in mind, this is why it's important that y'all go watch season 2 of Our Story, because we're going to get into all of this. Again, I'm telling y'all about, we're walking into the 70s where color television is now being introduced to our people. We're talking about COINTELPRO. We're talking about the revolution not being televised. I asked y'all, where did those people in 1968 go? Those people who were with Dr. King in 1968, what happened to them? Where did they go after King's assassination? Pisces, what up? What up, sis? What's happening with you? Pisces, this movie is called The Spook by the Door. This is called The Spook by the Door. Again, I'm trying to bring something different to the so-called Black History Month, instead of the same things that they show us all the time. You guys, give me a second. Let me just show this clip real quick of why we're watching this movie and what interests me. Real quick, let me just play it real quick.
Now, Blue Laces 2, one of my favorite records on the album. You make a Spook Who Sat by the Door reference.
You know about that, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I read that book, but I don't think you a spook who sat by the door. I think your intentions are pretty clear.
Well, now I would say so, but even to the point we made earlier, that's one of the reasons I was so vocal about where I was coming from and what I represented, because I knew who I wanted to mobilize. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finished my situation with our partnership at Atlantic, and for anybody that ain't seen that book, seen that movie or read the book, it's about a gang member from Chicago who presented himself in a way he never caught no cases. He had a clean cut look, and he infiltrated the CIA.
Yep.
And he became educated and basically he used their agenda, which was to have a token nigga in the CIA for political reasons. You know, we gonna speak blunt, fuck it. He used it against him. And I think that in terms of hip hop, you think of the message that they embrace, I feel parallel with, like, you know what I mean, the power structure. I don't mean the culture of hip hop, but the power structure of music. They got prescribed personas they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way he used their intention against him was one of my underlying strategies. You know what I'm saying?
You got to put the medicine in the candy.
100%.
And what's interesting about that book, all his people used to call him Uncle Tom and a coon,
You know what I'm saying?
sellout.
Yeah.
But he was there working for them the whole time.
Yeah, and he I don't want to go blow nothing up like he did in the movie, you know what I mean? But just in terms of being able to mobilize his homies to a higher cause, you know? That's
So this is the movie we're watching, The Spook That Sat by the Door. We're almost through it. We're coming down to the last stretch of it. Now I have to ask a question. Man. when we look at Kendrick Lamar, is he a spook that sat by the door? When we look at Jay-Z, could he possibly be a spook that sat by the door? Maybe you don't see it now that he's actually not the Sambo some people think he is, and he could actually be the Uncle Tom. Remember, in this movie, the Uncle Tom term was used just for us to find out at the end he's somebody that was actually there to help us, not hurt us. And he had to withstand the ridicule from his own people and even the white people. Just something to think about. Just something to think about. You know, something to think about.
Start earning greater at ozk.com or a branch near you. Bank OZK. Greater awaits.
This year, we're taking HR's most transformative conference.
My bad. No, I was saying, Empress, you say you don't think Nipsey should have done an interview with Charlemagne because you feel like Charlemagne's a sellout, right? Some people feel like Kendrick Lamar shouldn't have done the Super Bowl and worked with Jay-Z because they feel like Jay-Z's a sellout. And this is what I'm saying about this movie right here is putting me in a different perspective on things and people. And that's why I was asking the question, could Jay-Z possibly be the Uncle Tom instead of the Sambo? Or is he really a Sambo? What about Kendrick Lamar doing the Super Bowl, using that world stage? Could he be the spook that sat by the door? Could Jay-Z be the spook that sat by the door? We're having an awakening right now. It's going on right now. So I think, as you said earlier, I think it was you that said it earlier, we never know who we're standing next to. So watching this movie right now is putting me in a like I'm kind of like because nobody, like this guy right here, everybody thought he was a sellout too. They thought he was a Sambo. But it looks like he's going to turn out to be the Uncle Tom of the situation, which the Uncle Tom was not the sellout. It was Sambo who was the sellout. So I'm not saying Jay-Z could be totally a sellout. He could totally be a Sambo. Hell, Kendrick Lamar could be totally a Sambo also. I'm just saying. I know what we feel about, some of us feel about him. Some of us think Jay-Z is the sellout. They think he's the one selling us out to the white man. Or could he be getting close to the white man? Could he be infiltrating? And he took that moment to allow Kendrick Lamar to hit that stage and do his thing and put that message out there during the Super Bowl on the world's biggest stage. I don't know. This guy infiltrated. I mean, and he had to have some patience and some real mental discipline, because they said he was once a gangbanger and he had this plan. He kept himself clean enough to be able to infiltrate the government. You know, that's all I'm saying. This guy's a very intelligent guy to be able to infiltrate the CIA. Jay-Z's a very intelligent guy. Now, I don't know if he's a Uncle Tom or Sambo or what. I just know he's in a position that many of us can't get into. And he's earned the trust of these white folks. Could he be Uncle Tom instead of Sambo is all I'm saying. Is all I'm saying. Or could he be the spook by the door who is going through the ridicule of our people calling him a sellout and saying he's this and saying he's that, and he's just showing discipline. And Kendrick Lamar is one of his homies, just like in this movie. Kendrick Lamar is one of his homies, and he brought him to the Super Bowl to start the revolution that won't be televised, or that will be televised, according to Kendrick Lamar. I'm just saying, y'all, like, I'm just, listen, I'm watching like y'all are. I'm watching like y'all are. Peace, Mirror, Mirror. Thank you for tapping in. That's my sister right there. Peace to you, sis. But I feel you, Empress. I feel you. I feel you. This movie is just putting me in a whole total different, looking at things in just in a different, with a different light on it. And even your words when you said we never know who we're standing by. Because what if you think you're standing by the Uncle Tom? We saw in this movie, this guy was getting ridiculed by his own people. And just to find out, look what he's doing right now. Empress, I didn't even know that. I had no clue about that. I didn't know about that, Empress. No, I didn't. I honestly, I didn't know about that. I didn't honestly know about that. That's, yeah, I got to look into that. I didn't even know about that one, Empress. Thank you, Mirror, Mirror.
Open the door. Please open the door. Please open the door.
Pigs.
Will you open the door?
This one's off duty, lady. Can't you read? Take the next one.
Now, let's see what we got.
Oh, wow. Man, what a rippo.
You know this gonna make the headline.
No, it won't hit the papers at all. Might give some other people ideas, but this place will be swarming with CIA and FBI.
We go underground?
No. They'll be looking for everybody except us. You see, this took brains and guts, which we don't have, right? Move it out.
He said they're going to be looking for everybody except us. Because what we're getting ready to do, the shit we getting ready to do takes brains and guts and all the shit that they don't expect you to have. That was very interesting. That was very interesting right there. I caught that. They're gonna be looking for everybody else but us because we're not smart enough as melanated or copper colored people to pull what we're getting ready to pull off. Interesting.
Go underground?
No. They'll be looking for everybody except us.
So we're gonna stand right in front of their face because they're gonna be looking for everybody else except us because they don't think we're smart enough to do what we're getting ready to do.
You see, this took brains and guts, which we don't have, right?
Right?
Move it out.
I caught that. They don't expect us to have brains and enough guts to pull off what we're pulling off.
The biggest
right
secret
now.
of 2025, and they don't want you knowing about it. This is the fourth time I've posted this video, and it gets taken.
I'm loving every bit of this.
Some of the boys is 1A for the draft, man. Now what we gonna do if they get caught? Go underground?
Yeah. If they can beat it, they should. But we recruit every non-vet we can get.
Damn right.
Right now, I'm trying to.
Damn right. And that's what I was looking for. Yes. And this is what I be talking about in our communities, y'all. Like when I be talking about us policing our communities, we got too many people who done been in the military and retired. We got too many people that's been in law enforcement, too many people that's worked security. Why are we allowing people to come in our neighborhoods and continuously say they accidentally shot an unarmed copper colored man? Why? At what point do we start taking our money, our resources, putting it into our own securities? Hey man, start forcing our celebrities that make money off of us. Hey, give back to our communities, man. This is what they're doing to us in our communities. Give back to our communities. Why don't you put some money up towards securing our neighborhoods? Why don't y'all put together some security teams across America policing our people? You said I'm muted.
Some of the boys is 1A for the draft, man. Now what we gonna do if they get caught? Go underground?
Yeah. If they can beat it, they should. But we recruit every non-vet we can get. Right now, I'm trying to recruit Dawson as a double agent.
Turk, you really think we can win?
In guerrilla warfare, winning is in not losing. When you sleep on the floor, you can't fall out of bed.
Then what we trying to do, man?
Fight Whitey to a standstill. Force him to make a choice between the two things which he seems to dig most of all. There is no way that the United States can police the world and keep us on our ass too, unless we cooperate. When we revolt, we reduce it to a simple choice. Whitey finds out he can't make either.
Well, the Cobras is ready. What about the other brothers and sisters out there on the streets?
Their choice is when we start. If they don't follow.
And sis, I think that's where I would have to disagree simply because we don't know if they're all compromised or not when you watch a movie like this, The Spook That Sat by the Door. We don't know. Some may just play the game to get to a certain point. So that's why I'm leaving the possibility open, even with a guy like Jay-Z. I know what some people may feel. He's rubbing elbows with them white folks, and he's the sellout, and and he's handling us, woo woo woo. But is he really? I don't know. I'm just leaving the possibility open that maybe we'll find out later that some of the things he did do was some spook by the door type stuff. I don't know, y'all. I'm just saying.
Follow our program and turn us into the cops, we lose in a week. But if they support us, then it's hit and run, harass and hound, and we can paralyze this country.
Yeah, right. Training done started already in 9 cities. 5 groups is combat ready. Plus us.
Right. And by next summer, we should be able to hit the 10 largest urban complexes in the United States.
Shit.
One thing I'm just kind of looking at, sis, is just how smart Jay-Z really is. All right, now we can believe what we want to believe about him. I'm not saying he is a Sambo or he ain't one. I'm just saying he's very intelligent. He's very smart. I thought it was very interesting he brought Kendrick to that Super Bowl. But this guy is very intelligent also. This guy's a very intelligent guy, intelligent enough, and he's one of us. And he made sure to infiltrate the CIA. He had a whole plan to infiltrate the CIA. I don't know, y'all. I'm just saying this movie is opening my eyes to different possibilities and perspectives. That's all I'm saying.
Shit.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Looked like a riot when it started, man. Pigs burned together.
Who?
Shorty Duncan. Yeah. After all the training, looks like this shit's gonna start over a jive-ass pusher.
Where? Alley behind the pool hall.
Look, nothing moves till I give the word, right?
Right.
Okay.
Do you owe money to the IRS? Maybe it's $5,000, $50,000, or even $500,000.
Where you going?
Cop shot a kid. Looks like it could be trouble.
Don't get involved here.
Gotta go. Don't worry about it.
How things look?
Not good. You're blowing your time.
Anything we can do to help?
Just what you've been doing. Talk to the kids, tell them to cool it. They'll listen to you in Perk.
Hey, Perk, what about the kids?
Everybody's pretty uptight, man.
Hey, look, Perk, go down to the drugstore, call up the office, tell the night girl to round up all of the street workers and get them down here quick. Then join me, all right?
You got it, Dan. What else to do?
You don't get up.
Hold on. Let me go, man. Let me go. Wait a minute. Listen, man. What is this going to do, man? You got a wife who's worried about you, giving you a job, and if you get busted, you're going to lose it. You want a few people around here with a job to lose. Man, this has got to stop sometime or somewhere. We ain't animals. Come on, y'all just break it on her. Break it on her. Break it on her. All right, now, come on. Let's start moving it out of here. Come on, just go home. Come on. Go on home.
Go on in, bro. It's all over.
Looks like it's stealing now.
Yeah, I think you're right. I should be able to pull my men out in another hour.
Get those dogs out of here! The captain sent me up here. I'm telling you to get them out. Now I'm in charge. And you know what these people feel about dogs. But I got my orders.
Let's move them.
Or I'll kill him. Okay, the dogs are leaving. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
It's no good anymore. We're gonna have to move back as soon as I can pull all my men out.
Oh man, it was gonna be all right. Okay, let's pull it back. Hold it. Come on, Sam! You know we did the best we could. The shit.
Yeah, I know. They were on their way home.
Time to have to bring those goddamn dogs in here!
Dribbling, leaks, and sleepless nights. If you have any of these symptoms, you need to see this. Did you know that prostate problems have absolutely
Okay.
When we hit Turk.
The boys ready?
Been ready.
I got you.
Come on.
Mellow.
Primary and secondary targets.
Check them twice a day.
Weapons.
Oil and ready. Everything ready.
We have to wait.
I mean, what for?
Start who is the man?
Well, you the man.
And if they get me?
Do daddy.
And?
Me, Pretty Willie, and so on down the line.
So?
We go when you say go.
Yeah. I'll check you tonight.
Hey, I got a question. I don't know if I missed it or not. Did anything happen yet? Or is it about to happen? Maybe it's about to happen. Remember earlier in the movie when he was asking about the crack pipes and the crack pipes and the heroin, and he was saying to have the marks on your arms because they'll never. Did I miss anything dealing with that yet? Or I'm wondering if that's a part of this plan right here that's going down right now. Because I remember him saying, okay. I think, okay. I didn't know if I missed it or not.
Right.
I'm not with them too, but I was just standing out looking.
How long since you've been in bed?
Not since the riot started.
That was 3 nights ago, man.
Yeah, I know. Catnap when I can.
When did the National Guard come in?
Late last night. All white.
I noticed.
Yeah, the people didn't dig it when they woke up this morning and found the troops were here.
What do you think they'll do?
I can't see them trying to fight the army.
They didn't mind fighting the police?
Yeah. I never seen him like that.
Maybe that badge has put distance between you and them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot. The pigs over here and the people over there. And never the twain shall meet, huh? Hey, man, I grew up down here, too. And I know these people. Now, there were some good people out there in the streets the last few nights. Not just hoodlums, like they say in the newspapers.
In a scene like this, anybody can get involved.
But that's only going to make it worse. We have to maintain law and order, or we might as well be back in the jungles.
Dawes, the ghetto is a jungle, always has been. Understand? You cannot cage people like animals and not expect them to fight back someday. It has always been an army occupation here, with police badges and uniforms. Huh? You and me, a cop and a social worker, we are keepers of this goddamn zoo.
The streets have to be safe.
Safe for who? You're here to protect property, not lives.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? You worked hard to get what you got, didn't you? And you want to keep it just like I do?
Bullshit. Listen, you think because you got a badge and I got a couple of degrees, that makes a difference? Do you know what white folks call people like you and me in private? Niggas, dogs. Niggas.
Nigga.
Hey, hey, hey. Haven't heard you talk like that since we were in college.
Well, I'm sorry, man. Maybe the last 3 nights been a little bit much. I got a board meeting. I got to go reassure the white folks. Let's go get something to eat, okay?
Okay.
One savvy saver wins $25K at Banco ZK every single month. You could be next.
I can make over 35 different drinks with my Bosch espresso machine.
Hey, hey, old bean. And you too, baby. This is Uncle Tom, Commander-in-Chief of your Black Freedom Fighters in North America, bringing you the latest news from your fighting black underground. Hang on, brothers and sisters. Liberation is near. In just a few minutes, at precisely 3 o'clock, we will demolish the lavish offices of the mayor of White Chicago. Because we don't have a mayor, even if they do count our votes several times to elect him every 4 years. Remember, brothers, in spite of the lies about an assassination attempt on the mayor, which will appear in the white press, that this time we blew the mayor's office at night when he was at home to announce the beginning of our war of liberation. I dedicate this program to the National Guard, but we're fresh out of hillbilly music. And according to the press and television, the Guard spends all his time playing basketball with the kids and helping old ladies cross the street. But we know better, don't we? We know about that 14-year-old girl the trigger-happy Guardsmen shot last night, and the people they beat up, and the black businesses they destroyed, don't we? It's almost time. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. And the mayor's office is now air-conditioned, courtesy of the Black Freedom Fighters of Chicago. And the message is this: pigs in the National Guard have to go immediately, if not sooner. If they have left by midnight Sunday, we will kick them out. Whitey, go home. We don't want you in our neighborhood either, and we will control our nation.
We will leave when things are back to normal, with them at the bottom and us at the top.
Colonel Evans, would you care to comment on charges of brutality by the Guard?
If they obeyed the law, we wouldn't be here. They'll get what they ask for. But there has been no brutality by the Guard.
Colonel, what about the threats by the freedom fighters that kicked the Guard out of the neighborhood?
They said midnight tonight. It is now 12:30, which tells us exactly what we think of their threats. It's also time to put an end to this conference. I have a report to work on. Good night and thank you, gentlemen and ladies.
Hold it right there. All right, you just killed your last white man. He died. My people attack. You don't scare me none, you snaky Indian.
Say we get to all my favorite parts now. Okay. Yeah, he was watching a movie on TV. I heard it too. He was watching a movie on TV.
Jack, first black colonel.
Little Black Sambo. Rerun. Yeah, how you like that? Your hands look like that, though. Yeah. Kurt over there. Always wanted to be like that, didn't you? Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was in the movie. I heard it too. I heard it too, y'all.
Coffee, tea, or milk?
Poison. You're gonna kill me?
Oh, soul brother, it's a little acid.
Y'all heard he called him a Sambo? He called him a Sambo.
Poison. You're gonna kill me?
Oh, soul brother, it's a little acid. Going on a little trip. Hold it. Hold it.
Are you looking to sell your house as is without paying for costly repairs, inspections?
Man, how are you? I just met the most marvelous bunch of niggers. the most marvelous bunch.
You go to plan. You go to plan, y'all. The version.
We need 2 people over in this area, please. Hurry.
Due to increased fighting in Chicago, the president has ordered a brigade from the 82nd Airborne into the war-torn South Side to reinforce the beleaguered National Guard under heavy attack by black guerrillas since late last week. This is
Mama,
Pat
what up?
Bell,
What up,
Chicago.
Mama?
You've been here since the beginning, Carstairs. How does it look to you?
General, it couldn't be worse.
We have elite troops out here now against untrained black fanatics. The whole thing should be over before the weekend.
Those troops are facing a highly trained underground guerrilla army. They have military weapons and they know how to use them. The commander of those elite troops insists he can put this thing down within a few days.
You disagree?
Yes, sir, I do. They're a first-class fighting unit.
You've prepared an options book.
Yes, sir.
And?
We have 3. Root them out one by one, starve them out by siege, total evacuation of the black population.
Yeah,
evacuation?
Now, the first is too costly in lives and equipment. Neither evacuation nor siege would work.
Why not?
General, we sealed off the ghetto for 3 days last week. It paralyzed the city.
Paralyzed Chicago?
Chicago is more dependent on black labor than one would think. 90% of the garbage collectors are colored. 60% of the hospital workers are colored. 60% of the bus drivers and 80% of the postal workers. So although the concentration...
And how are we the minority?
The detention camps occurring under the 1950 Subversion Act are ready. We can't put them to immediate use.
Your recommendation?
We can end it alone, sir.
Yes?
The Russians obviously have a top agitprop man here. Find him, destroy him, and you have disorganized, ignorant Negroes to deal with.
Cut off the head and the snake dies.
Exactly.
All right, Carstairs, get right on it.
In other
Going back to
words,
Washington. Get back to me by tomorrow noon. Honey, I'm going back to Washington. Why don't
Yup,
you use
I
yourself
heard
here
it,
for a
Empress.
few days? A little shopping. Be back Sunday, huh?
Sure, baby. You can find something to do in Chicago.
I heard it, Empress. I definitely heard it. Right. They depend on us. They depend on us. Yeah, I got you, Renita. And if anything should happen, the movie is called The Spook by the Door. The Spook That Sat by the Door. Hold on. I'm gonna run it back a little bit. Listen to him, DeWanda. I'm gonna run it back. Yeah, they can't shut down the city. They can't shut down the city. We run the city. We are the city.
We have elite troops out here now against untrained black fanatics. The whole thing should be over before the weekend.
Those troops are facing a highly trained underground guerrilla army. They have military weapons and they know how to use them. The commander of those elite troops insists he can put this thing down within a few days.
You disagree?
Yes, sir, I do. They're a first-class fighting unit.
You've prepared an options book.
Yes, sir.
And?
We have 3. Root them out one by one, starve them out by siege, total evacuation of the black population.
Evacuation?
Now, the first is too costly in lives and equipment. Neither evacuation nor siege would work.
Why not?
General, we sealed off the ghetto for 3 days last week. It paralyzed the city.
Paralyzed Chicago?
Chicago is more dependent on black labor than one would think. 90% of the garbage collectors are colored. 60% of the hospital workers are colored. 60% of the bus drivers and 80% of the postal workers. So although the detention camps occurring under the 1950 Subversion Act are ready, we can't put them to immediate use.
Did you hear him say concentration detention camps?
Detention camps occurring under the 1950 total evacuation of the black population.
Evacuation?
Now, the first is too costly in lives and equipment. Neither evacuation nor siege would work.
Why not?
General, we sealed off the ghetto for 3 days last week. It paralyzed the city.
Paralyzed Chicago?
Chicago is more dependent on black labor than one would think. 90% of the garbage collectors are colored. 60% of the hospital workers are colored. 60% of the bus drivers and 80% of the postal workers. So although the detention camps occurring under the 1950 Subversion Act are ready, we can't put them to immediate use.
Your recommendation?
I thought diabetics couldn't eat donuts.
We can end it alone, sir.
Yes?
The Russians obviously have a top agitprop man here. Find him, destroy him, and you have disorganized, ignorant Negroes to deal with.
Cut off the head and the snake dies.
Exactly.
All right, Carstairs, get right on it. I'm going back to Washington. Get back to me by tomorrow noon. Honey, I'm going back to Washington. Why don't you amuse yourself here for a few days? A little shopping. Be back Sunday, huh?
Sure, baby. You can find something to do in Chicago.
But how'd you know how to find me?
I looked in the phone book.
Yeah, well, you look great. But what are you doing in Chicago?
I'm here with my sponsor. hustling anymore. Got me a steady scene. Feel a little bit freakish, like black skin. But the money's good. Got me some property. You know it.
I do.
Yeah. You used to work for him. You know you his nigga. All the time he'd be saying if all of us niggas was like you, wouldn't be no trouble. First I thought he was talking about somebody else.
So?
So they had to get Uncle Tom.
Well, what makes you think I know anything about Uncle Tom?
I'm not saying you do, but you know Chicago and I don't.
Yeah, but what am I supposed to do?
Warn him. Tell him they have to kick ass and they ain't playing.
One thing. Why are you sticking your neck out?
I'm black, ain't I?
Yeah. Yeah, you are, baby. Who's in charge?
Carstairs.
What are they up to?
They plan to get inside.
Good question, Empress. Good question. Good question. Good question.
Find out who this Uncle Tom is and kill him.
Cut off the head, and the snake dies. Do they know who Uncle Tom is?
They think he's some guy from Russia.
They would.
You want me to see what else I can find out?
No. Wait a minute. Two can play at this infiltration game. Find out all you can, but don't pry. I'll have somebody contact you in Washington. Baby, be very careful. And don't contact me again unless I get to Washington.
Come on, little feather.
Baby, what's this wall, huh, kid? Split!
And why should you feel threatened by the freedom fighters?
Because I am, and you are too.
How?
You know how. Look, all the progress we've made over the last few years will be wiped out if this thing isn't stopped soon. I heard even your foundation is on its way out.
Well, no. They decided to increase the budget and the staff.
Yeah. Well, my husband was dismissed from the hospital, and he was the first and only Negro on a white hospital staff in the city.
Well, what is the connection between your husband and the freedom fighters?
Dan, that is the whole point. Innocent and decent people are suffering because of niggas who know nothing but hate and revenge.
And it's all the niggas' fault, right?
Look, don't romanticize those people, Dan. They're not beautiful.
Only by contrast.
Dan, those freedom fighters are murderers.
Hey, listen. It didn't figure to be long before those niggas realized that you don't have no win throwing a brick at somebody with a gun.
Dan, whose side are you on?
Your side. We're in the same bag, making the best of a bad scene.
I think he's mixed up with those black freedom fighters.
Dad, you gotta be kidding.
I am sure of it. We were talking and I just, for a minute, it was like he used to be.
Yeah. He was something else when he was in college. And that was before all this became fashionable.
He was defending those animals. Then he caught himself. And he said all the right things, but it just wasn't him. It just wasn't the man I know.
He, perfect source for intelligence. Gig takes him all over the ghetto. I'll check it out.
Pete, I am doing the right thing.
Come on. Just put your coat down right there.
What is this, Dawes?
Come on, Uncle Tom. Come on!
Uncle what?
Uncle Tom, up against the wall. Come on, against the wall. Spread your feet out. Come on.
He always playing a cop.
Hey, easy. What is this? Some kind of joke, man?
Yeah, that's a joke. The joke is on me. I've been looking all over for Uncle Tom, and here you are under my nose. Cool Dan Freeman. Only digging sports cars and bread, good clothes and chicks. Beautiful cover, man.
And when I think about it, I mean, really think about it. Now, would I risk all of this for that?
Yeah, well, I don't have to worry about that, man. I got enough evidence to take you in, and that's what I'm going to do.
What evidence?
Oh, them tapes, man. Them Uncle Tom propaganda tapes that you can't spread around the ghetto. Well, I listened to them over and over again. And it's you, Dan. It's your voice.
You gotta be crazy.
Well, we'll see if a voice print proves whether I'm crazy or not.
Now what?
Now what? Well, the scene is over. Well, one thing. Are you working with the commies like they say? Who's behind you?
How come there gotta be somebody behind me?
Oh, come on, man. Don't put me on. No. The FBI says it's the most sophisticated underground movement in the Western Hemisphere. The work of an expert.
And expertise is white man's monopoly, right, Dawes? Well, I am an expert. I spent 5 years flunking to become an expert.
This gun makes me an expert.
You're a big man with that gun and that badge. You know, Dawes, you want to have it both ways. You want a pat on your head from Whitey, and you want to love and respect your people. But you can't be with your people without betraying that badge. And you can't be a cop without betraying your people, you hypocrite.
You think nobody else feels the way you do? You think you're the only nigger with the sense of an outrage?
Well, then hit back, join us. We can use you. We got undercover people on the force.
On the force?
That's right. But
who?
Nobody with your rank. Come on, join us, Tom.
And you were using kids.
Who else am I going to involve? People like you and me? The kids are our only hope. And I got to them before they got jailed or killed or turned into Dawsons. And now they'll do anything to be free.
Who said you were free, man?
Well, Dawes, even on the wrong end of your gun, I'm a lot freer than you are.
He said they the shit. This is a good movie, though. This is a very good movie. First time seeing it. I never seen it before.
It's Dawson.
Hey, man. Dawson's your main man. You know, that would be like me killing Daddy.
Yeah. And maybe one day you'll have to kill Daddy. Or him, you. You think we're playing games, killing white strangers? There are a lot of Dawsons out there. And some of them will try to stop us. But anybody gets between us and freedom has got to go. Now, that's anybody.
We do not need to unite with everybody that looks like us. That's the point he's making right now. All skin folk ain't fucking kinfolk. Get that through y'all heads.
You got the airborne out there now. If 40% of those troops are black, maybe they'll help us, and maybe they won't. But in the meantime, if you hesitate with any one of them because he's black just once,
come on,
you be one dead cobra.
Come on.
Now, if you ain't ready to pay them kind of dues, now you get out and go back to doing nothing. But don't tell me who I killed and what it cost me to do it.
There's more to me than riding choppers.
Come on, man.
Just like there's more to Dish. I can count on access.
You may have to kill one of your own.
Get him out of here.
It's Dawson.
Hey, man. Dawson's your main man. You know, that would be like me killing Daddy.
Yeah. And maybe one day you'll have to kill Daddy. Or him, you. You think we're playing games, killing white strangers? There are a lot of Dawsons out there. And some of them will try to stop us. But anybody gets between us and freedom has got to go. Now, that's anybody.
Go.
You got the airborne out there now. If 40% of those troops are black, maybe they'll help us, and maybe they won't. But in the meantime, if you hesitate with any one of them because he's black just once, you be one dead cobra. Now, if you ain't ready to pay them kind of dues, now you get out and go back to doing nothing. But don't tell me who I killed and what it cost me to do it. Now get him out of here.
Just real quick, look at these people in this so-called saga thing that I was talking about. You feel what I'm saying? Look at some of the people you have right around you. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. He said the entire organization is going to be compromised. Whoa. Wow. Goodness gracious. This is good shit. This is good.
Get him out.
Right.
It is now condition red. All fighters in the field. You alert our groups everywhere. And remember, don't quit until you either win or you die.
About him being black. Okay. Who he was affiliated with. Got you.
This newest outbreak in the black section of Oakland brings to a total of 8 the number of uprisings by black guerrillas in cities across the nation. The president has declared a state of national emergency.
Hey, welcome to the revolution, excellent movie. Excellent movie, you guys. Hey, listen, Chris, I wish I had time because I would actually bring you up, but I got to get out of here for work. I got to get ready for work. Yo, excellent movie. Again, I wanted to bring something different to the table. to the table than what they're normally giving you inside of this so-called Black History Month. They give us the same thing, but again, I did also too want to just bring up, you know, the whole Uncle Tom Sambo thing. And it was Nipsey Hussle who led me to this movie, to want to check this movie out tonight. While I'm at work, I'm gonna actually check out Uncle Tom's Cabin. I've never seen that before. Okay, so I'm gonna check that out too. They also have the book out also. You know, you guys, you have to dig deeper than what you see. All right, dig deeper than what you see. This was an excellent movie. Take from it what you take from it. Man, listen, I like how they came together, the police, they own neighborhoods, all of that. I like some of the hidden messages that was in this, man. And they wasn't really hidden. They was right in your face, honestly. But I thank you. Sis said, I'm going to watch this again. Hey, man, listen, that's what it's all about, man. Educating our minds, man, and digging into things. You guys, I gotta get ready to get out of here for work. I'll be at work all night tonight. So, break room, if you're in the building, if you come through the city of Atlanta, hit me up. Remember the part when they asked him what type of Uncle Tommy he was? Hidden in plain sight, definitely. I thought that was a very good movie. That was my first time seeing it. I haven't read the book, but usually when you read the books, they go deeper into detail a lot of times than a movie would. But I loved it. So you guys, I got to get ready to get out of here, man. And get ready for episode 2 of Our Story. Next Sunday, 7 p.m. The Revolution will not be televised, is the episode. And then we'll go into COINTELPRO. All right, so make sure you log into the Our Story channel. Just type in Our Story 1968 over on. Oh, wait. Before I go, I got a few minutes. Before I go, I did pull this up. This is what I was telling y'all about in New Orleans, okay? This movie kind of put me in the mind of it, all right? Give me 1 second. It's only like 15 minutes, I think. It's like 15 minutes. I wanted to show y'all this. This is the guy that I was talking about. Mark, his name was Mark Essex out of New Orleans. Check this out before I go. Mark Essex.
After Mark Essex himself was killed
Chris,
by 200 bullets, it's reported that he shot 19 people. Killed by 200 bullets. After Mark Essex himself was killed by 200 bullets, it's reported that he shot 19 people.
10 of those people was police.
Mark James Robert Essex was born in Emporia, Kansas. After graduating from Emporia Senior High School in 1967, he attended Emporia State University, but dropped out after 1 semester. After that, he joined the Navy as a dental technician in 1969. Stationed in San Diego, he was accusing the Navy of racial abuse. Matter of fact, he said he'd been abused mentally for 2 years by racists in the Navy. Later on, he went AWOL, but they called it UA, unauthorized absence. From October 19 until November 16, 1970, he was given a dishonorable discharge, which they call discharge for unsuitability. on February 10, 1971. After his discharge, he joined the Black Panthers. I guess after going through racial abuse, reported, he said, he decided to get with a revolutionary group. So he joined the Black Panthers in New York. And it started from there.
Okay, so he joined the section up in New York or the Panthers?
At the age of 23, probably been living in New Orleans for about a year or two. Going through his allegations of racial profiling and racism. On New Year's Eve, 1972, he decided to take it out on policemen. He went probably a block away on Perdido Street with a 5-shot 44 automatic. He killed Cadet Harold. And also Cadet Horace was injured in the fire. He managed to get away. Now, I have to mention for later on in this documentary, Harold was a black man, age 19, reports say, and was gunned down by Mark Essex. Essex was able to get away by jumping a chain link fence and running across I-10 while setting off firecrackers as a diversion. Essex then ran into Gertown, an area said back then that was hostile towards police. In Gertown, Essex broke into a building, a warehouse manufacturing plant on the corner of Racine and South Gaiso. Upon entering the building, an alarm alerted police that the building was broken into. A dog unit with officers Edwin Hosley Sr. and Harold Blappert responded to the call, not realizing the connection of the break-in to the attack on Central Lockup. When Officer Hosley went to get his German Shepherd out of the back seat of the car, Essex snuck up from behind him and shot him in the back. Essex then started shooting the car, shot in the windshield. Officer Blappert then crawled across the front seat to the radio and called for backup. Blappert fired 4 shots at the spot where he saw muzzles flashing from Essex rifle. Then he pulled his partner onto the front seat of the car and waited for backup. When backup arrived, they sent 2 dogs into the building to search for Essex, but Essex got away again. Officer Hosley died of his injuries on March 5th, 1973. At 10:15 a.m. on January 7th, 1973, Essex wasn't finished. He shot a local grocer named Joe Pernicerio, and it's an Italian name, probably didn't pronounce it right, but his name was Joe, with his .44 Magnum carbine, and next carjacked a man named Marvin Albert as he sat in his 1968 Chevrolet outside his house on South White Street. Essex drove Albert's stolen vehicle to the downtown Howard Johnson's. And this when everything went crazy. This is a hotel on 330 Loyola Avenue in New Orleans Central Business District, across the street from City Hall. After almost hitting and startling the motorists in the hotel's parking garage, Essex began to climb the stairs, only to find the fire doors locked on floor after floor. After finally getting...
My bad. What I was saying was this is now a Holiday Inn. It was a Howard Johnson then. It's now a It's now a Holiday Inn. My bad, y'all. It's now a Holiday Inn. The hotel that I stay in when I go to New Orleans is right next door to it. It's called the Sunista today. And today this is a Holiday Inn. And actually, when you go in there and you try to talk to the people in the Holiday Inn about this situation, they're actually instructed not to talk to anybody about this situation that went down. But that part in the movie when he was talking to that guy about shooting the police and stuff from way up on top of the roof, it put me in mind of this story right here. Mark Essex.
Central Business District, across the street from City Hall. After almost hitting and startling the motorists in the hotel's parking garage, Essex began to climb the stairs, only to find the fire doors locked on floor after floor. After finally getting into the building, the hotel building, on the 18th floor from the fire stairwell, he runs into 3 black employees. They were scared. I guess they seen the guns, and you could tell by someone's energy that something going down. He told them, "Don't worry. I'm here to kill white people. Only white people." Well, of course, they worried anyway. I mean, this 1973. And they called the police. Straight like that. In the hallway.
His reasoning for this was because of racial discrimination in the military, which caused him to go AWOL, which seemed to cause him to go crazy. So you dealing with a soldier from the military on y'all heads, and he's about to get a police force. Hell.
In front of room 1829, Essex found 27-year-old vacationing Dr. Stiegel and his wife Betty, a couple from Virginia, enjoying a belated honeymoon. After a struggle with Dr. Siegel, I guess Dr. Siegel decided to, I'm in front of my wife. I got to protect my family. So they struggled. Essex shot him in the chest and then turned around and shot Betty in the back of the head. The Stiegels both died of their injuries. In the room, he soaked telephone books with lighter fluid and set the room on fire. Under the curtains. Oh, man, I'm going to say something. This man was pretty angry, man, He was pretty angry. Essex dropped a Pan-African flag onto the floor besides the bodies of the couple as he left. Ooh. On the 11th floor, Essex shot his way into several rooms and set more fires. On the 11th floor, he shot and killed Frank Snyder, the hotel's manager, and shot Walter Collins, the hotel's general manager. Collins died in the hospital a few weeks later. The police and fire department quickly arrived. 2 officers tried to use a fire truck ladder to enter the building, but was shot at by Essex. A few times later, Essex shot and killed NOPD officer Coleman and officer Persigo from his perch on the 18th floor.
Now I'm telling y'all, where he's shooting from up there, City Hall is like right across the street. Like it's like right across the street. And he could see when the officers and stuff was pulling up, man. He could see when TC, what's happening with you, TC? What's going on? Shout out to you checking in. That's how high he was. And I mean, he could see, he had a clear view of City Hall. And then he could see as the officers was pulling up, man. And he was, I think he was a sniper. Yep, he was a sniper. So he was sniping these folks, man.
During, a photographer named Arnold was taking iconic shots of dead bodies. Essex still was shooting. He shot Officer Salas, shot Officer McMahon, and fatally shot Superintendent Sergo. They said a Tulane student helped drag Sergo out of the line of fire, then went to class. But it was too late. Seeing the story on TV, Lieutenant General Chuck Pittman of the United States Marine Corps offered the use of a CH-46 military helicopter to assist the police officers. The helicopter was loaded with armed men and dispatched to the hotel. By this time, Essex had retreated up the roof of the building, where he and the helicopter exchanged many rounds over many hours. Nighttime came. Essex found cover in a concrete cubicle on the southeast side of the roof. They were setting up, waiting on him to slip up.
Facts. Listen, look how long this went down. It's now going to nighttime. He was from when I hear the people in New Orleans tell this story, man, they say, boy, he was giving them hell.
As he stepped out once again in the open to fire again on the helicopter, and after hitting the helicopter's transmission, Essex was ball guarded with fatal gunfire from police sharpshooters on roofs of other buildings, as well as automatic weapons aboard the helicopter. An autopsy revealed more than 200 gunshot wounds. Well, as you see, they knew he was going to come back out because he was determined to kill, in his words, as many honkies as he could. So they used his rage against him. They waited for him to come out, probably put the helicopter so he can see it and feel like he have a good aim. And when he came out, they bum rushed him. Over 200 bullets in one body. His rage, his anger got the best of him. And ultimately, after his death, it's no longer a memory. Matter of fact, I tried so much research on him and I couldn't get much. This is the end of the notorious Mark Essex.
Now, I wanted to show y'all that because in that movie, it took me like when part of it, watching the one guy with the little hat on reminded me of Jeff Fort out of Chicago. And then when he mentioned about shooting off the top of the building, it put me in the mind of Mark Essex in that movie. But yeah, y'all, I got to get ready to get out of here. Shout out to TC Chronicles for checking in, man. I had an amazing weekend with this sister right here. She joined me for the 110th project, and she was a great blessing of helping out in our community yesterday. You feel what I'm saying? Or Saturday. And I do want to say thank you, sister. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for, we didn't have any no dealings with none of this online nonsense. We came out, we did what we had to do to help the people, and that's what it was all about. You feel what I'm saying? So I definitely want to say thank you for your help, and thank you for attending, and everyone else who helped to attend and who helped to make it happen. Okay, so with that being said, you guys, I got to get out of here. I got to get ready for work. I just wanted to show y'all that Mark Essex. Y'all can go look into him a little more if you want to. I just kind of wanted to, put that out there for so-called Black History Month, for y'all to check into something different than what they're always showing us. All right. So with that being said, I'm out of here, y'all.
The moment you realize it's people that you love that you're gonna have to leave behind. I was told, wow, look, we at war. Everybody can't go though. Some of us vibing high. Everybody can't go though. Some of y'all might leave family behind. Everybody can't go though. Could've completed, but you get deleted. Some people are feeded, so you feel deleted. And knowledge is medicine, know when you need it. If everyone go, I'ma know that you cheated. You think I'm conceited, I'm feeling completed. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it. Everybody can't go though, beat it. You was ascending and starting to win. No pretending, actually win. Low vibrations boxing you in. Who keep letting them toxins in? All my people are toxin us. Everyone on our toxin land. Ancient like cosmology. I am the source, I go within. I can't go unless I go to win. Really a God supposed to win. Anyone that's trying to get with me, just start doing the most you in. Trying to turn up, it goes to 10. Blood type O, you almost in. Minarchin, we all go in. G, I'm a rule, we all go in. Bring you the water, but can't make you drink. No, I'm not here to just make you think. If anything, I'm here to just make you fight. It's all lost, just make it right. Everybody ain't with it. Let me tell you, I don't like reading. Freedom ain't free, you broke, I get it. Let me tell you, you don't like breathing. Can't even wake you up, you sleeping. Niggas are sleeping, scalping season. Some of y'all sleep through all this treason. Government beefing, now you vegan. Need autonomy, really don't need them. Now we rise, cause house is freedom. Really gon' hurt my heart to leave them. Really gon' hurt my heart to leave them. This assimilation or a cycle, they be hating on you for survival. That's why I don't mess with the Bible. Ain't nobody tribal going viral. We original, we hold the title. Lot of work to do, how you idle. Ain't no false idols in they bio. We ancient Fort Ancient in Ohio. Say what you want and do what you do, but I'm starting to get, I don't know about you. Gotta go within, can't go on YouTube. If you think you know, you ain't got no clue. Say what you want and do what you do, but I'm starting to get it, I don't know if you do. Gotta go within, can't go on YouTube. You thinking you know, you ain't got no clue. War, we at war. Everybody can't go though. Some of us vibing high. Everybody can't go though. Some of y'all might leave family behind. Everybody can't go though. Could've completed, but you get deleted. Some people are feeded, so you feel deleted. And knowledge is medicine, know when you need it. If everyone go, I'ma know that you cheated. You think I'm conceited, I'm feeling completed. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it.